This bot...
What the fuck, Nathan? Also, how fucking
Yeah.
steak and cheese from Subway?
Yeah.
It's only like 750 calories.
Yeah, it's good for you.
But they also don't say which like, it's not specific enough. Anyway, I'm just going to choose 6-inch steak and cheese sandwich and double it. Because this is the official one that's got like the mark. Go premium. Fuck off. I did that once. By accident. They gave me that free trial shit.
Yeah.
And I forgot to cancel. It's like $40 a month for a fucking weight loss tracker.
Jesus Christ.
That should be like $40 a year.
That should be. And we should put this at the end of the podcast.
What?
This conversation.
Oh, wait. You're just going to throw... Oh, are we recording?
Still recording. This podcast is brought to you by Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/mediahole for your 30-day free trial, which includes one free audio book. There's over 180,000 to choose from, and you can listen to it on your iPhone, your Android, or your Kindle. That's right. Thank you very much, Audible, for supporting us. All right, everybody, welcome to the Media Hole Podcast. This is episode 15.
Please don't do that again. Nathan was dancing in his chair.
Media Hole Podcast. Episode 15.
Also, I don't think you should edit out that beginning part. I think you should just leave it as a cold open.
Sure. Anyway,
fuck.
This is a podcast where we talk about movies, comics, video games, art, news, and some of those things.
It's my favorite one.
It's a fun time.
Anime.
Well, I would say, isn't anime a movie or a television show or a game?
Not if you're a white dude who wants to act like you don't watch movies or television by saying, I only watch anime.
It's called anime?
It's actually Japanimation. I got all my information from watching Toonami and going on forums in early 2000s.
More like...
Ninja Blade is the best series ever.
Good times when I was not active at all in that.
Oh, I just watched Dragon Ball Z like every day. That's all.
Yeah, I watched Inuyasha.
Yeah, same. I never rewatched Inuyasha. I should.
I loved that show as a child. I think we should start an 800-part podcast about us.
There's not 800 episodes of that show.
I feel like there's
like 150.
That's still kind of a lot. There's like 8 movies, I think.
Yeah, but sometimes like in an older series, like one of the probably 5 of those 8 movies are just retellings of arcs.
Oh,
like there's a Dragon Ball movie called it's like Dragon Ball Curse of the Blood Rubies.
Yeah,
but it's just the original story of Dragon Ball Z. Or no, sorry, OG Dragon Ball. But they replace they just get rid of the Dragon Balls and replace it with these blood rubies. It's the exact same story.
That's so funny.
Except they cut out Pilaf. The enemy is entirely like more similar to the Red Ribbon Army.
That's goofy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna open up this episode with some news, some interesting news that I thought to bring out because we love fucking around on this podcast.
News is more interesting than just saying like, oh, anyways, I played Monster Hunter again this week.
Yeah. I have a few things that I did this week that I want to talk about, but also there's just a lot of interesting news that I think Ian might have a lot to say about.
Okay, let's go.
So number 1, this one Ian probably doesn't give a shit about.
But we're opening strong.
My favorite album of 2019, which was Father of the Bride by Vampire Weekend, won Best Alternative Album at the Grammys.
That's cool.
Hell yeah, I fucking love that album.
The Grammys happened recently?
Yeah.
I feel like the Grammys were 3 months ago, and I've been lied to. My mom was watching some award show, because she watches all of them.
Yeah.
And Post Malone was performing Circles, and he was like just on stage with a bunch of fake trees dancing around them.
Yeah.
And I was like, that must be the Grammys.
I think it was Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, so that might have been like the Golden Globes or something he did it on.
Yeah, he might have done that.
Yeah.
Or just might have been something else.
The Globes is the drunk one, right?
Yeah, the Globes is the drunk one.
Yeah, they would have a musical performance since the Oscars can't do anything anymore.
Well, they also have music performances.
Yeah. Do
you not remember the iconic, and now, singing this hit song, Let It Go from Frozen.
Oh, I do, I'm having a stroke.
Please welcome wonderfully talented, one and only Adele Dazeem.
Also, I think the problem with the Oscars is just they try like, yes, I get it.
Yeah.
You're reputable. You're real good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the classy one.
You're the classy one. You take yourself way too seriously. Like some of these movies are, yeah, they're cinematic and great, but I don't know if this movie. I don't think this movie won, but it was nominated. Where a dude just yells, "I drink your milkshake."
There Will Be Blood is good, dude.
I'm not saying it's not, but even no matter how good and how serious the movie is, there's always going to be some wacky shit like that in there.
Well, that's supposed to be funny and threatening.
Yes, exactly. So a classy establishment can have a comedian come up and make some jokes without them going, "Oh, no more hosts next year because Ricky Gervais went too hard again."
No, that was Golden Globes, and
Golden Globes?
he got to do it twice, and they're not
Which
doing.
was the one that Andy Samberg hosted last year?
Probably the Globes or something like that.
Andy Samberg.
Last year
Maybe it was the
was
Emmys.
Last year was Kevin Hart, and they did no host because all those homophobic tweets he made came out.
That he made 10 years ago.
I think it was like 6 years ago, but whatever.
Still think that's a lot, like kind of a long time ago.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, first news story that I don't care about.
That we did that. Now we've got one.
Wait, what was it? Oh, the Grammys,
The Grammys.
Vampire Weekend.
Yeah, bless me.
Did Pup win anything?
I don't know. It's not the Juno Awards.
I would give Pup Alternative Album of the Year over Vampire Weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Pup's album was the most influential?
No, I just think it's better.
You think it was higher?
Also,
rated?
I don't think
you
Vampire
haven't listened to
Weekend-
Father of the Bride at
Yes,
all.
I have.
Oh, really?
A while ago. I've listened to Morbid stuff like once a week, but I haven't listened to Father of the Bride since it came out.
I see. I listen to Father
Is it
of the
better
Bride
than
all the
Modern
time.
Vampires of the City?
I think so.
Okay, then
It's a double album. There's 18
Wait,
songs on it.
Oh shit! Is that a double? I feel like that's
It's considered a double.
That's like
album.
a 1.5 in my eyes.
It's a 1.75.
So you're saying 10?
I would say 12.
You're saying 10 songs is an album?
Yeah.
I-
10
I-
to 12 songs is an album.
I think it's 8 to 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I would usually use the maximum to determine. So
I think it's based on like if it were a vinyl record, would it be 2 records or 1?
okay.
Because it's all based on like some old timey shit in the music industry.
Well, yes, and I have vinyls.
Yeah,
You can only fit so much space on that disc that has to be in the same shape.
exactly. So next, this is something you give a shit about because we can point and laugh. So Stadia.
Oh man.
Did you hear about this?
to developers to fucking announce games for our platform. You're so fucking stupid. You're not. No, that's not how you are. Even though you have only made software, you are now in the hardware game. You have to go out and get developers.
So on Monday of this week, if you haven't heard, so on the Stadia subreddit, somebody made a post saying, Stadia has officially been out for 69 days. Nice. And
Of course, everyone marks down that day.
and there has not been a new game, announcement, or real community post for 40 of those 69 days.
Yeah.
So if you're an early adopter for Stadia and you paid, what, I think it was $180 for the controller and the membership?
I guess.
Something like that. If you paid in, not only did you get games that were over a year old, mostly with a couple exclusives
Also,
that were little.
some of those games are being taken off the service because their contract ran out, like Sam Show and another one.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
Holy
because
shit.
they're not permanent games on there. So if you buy them, you have them. They're yours.
But they don't stay purchasable the entire time.
Yes. Yeah. Rough.
That sucks.
Yeah, that is actually truly people like whenever
I'd be
I started
so
buying
worried
digital
about
games,
like a PT situation.
I started like going like purely buying digital games back in like 2015.
Yeah.
Like I think I've only bought 4 physical games in the past 5 years. Mm-hmm. And oh wait, no, I got a bunch of Nintendo Switch games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but before the Switch, it was less. So, like, fuck all the like. People were always coming to me because it was relatively becoming more common to get.
Yeah.
You don't buy digital games at all,
I do. I buy some, but I prefer
but mostly indie
physical.
games that you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like everyone's like, what if the service goes away? It's like, by the time the service goes away, I probably won't be playing those games anymore.
See, I like coming back to games, and on top of that, like I do like having.
But
a
also, if I
physical
have
item.
them downloaded onto my PS4, they're mine as long as that hard drive remains intact.
Yeah.
But then also, you can say you having a disc.
I feel like the PT situation made me go, oh, digital games aren't safe.
Yeah. Well, PT is now actually gone.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's
No,
gone.
but like it's you can't like
Yeah, well, they took it off the store. If you had it downloaded, you could still play it, but it was no longer, if you had it downloaded and you had it like in your purchases, you couldn't re-download it, and you still can't. And that makes me sad because I like deleted it and fuck, it's just gone. And it's like, damn,
Yeah.
I keep wanting to go back to it because I think that game's awesome. And so that's what's scary about digital games is like if Konami says, oh, you know what, fuck this game, it can just eat shit, then like if you delete it to save space, you might never have it again, even though you paid money for it.
Yeah, but
Is my
you know,
concern.
the physical media can also go away, and the fact that
Yeah,
most
well-
games you put in, even with a disc, you still have to download 40 gigabytes. If the service is not there,
Yeah.
you still can't play the game at this point.
Well, you could play an unupdated version of it.
Sometimes you can't even play it because it's not an update that the game's downloading; it's additional parts of the game.
That's more of a Switch situation. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. I think I remember when I borrowed Nier Automata from you.
Yeah.
I put it in and I was like expecting to go for it, and I had a 80 gigabyte download. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, there was tons of patches for that game. They put a lot of support into it.
Yeah.
But also, no, some games do that to install to your hard drive, by the way. It's not always
So
a
it runs
download.
faster.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's really funny. Google made their sort of comeback saying like, oh, we've got 120 games set to come out over the course of 2020. You know, we can't announce any of them at this time, but we even have like 30 or 20 that are set to come out within Q1.
Yeah.
But we can't announce anything at
Letting
this time.
your shit go for almost 3 months and not having a single announcement.
Yeah, that's what I
is
mean.
Fucking dumb.
There's nothing wrong with like there being some drought of time between games, but you need to let people know what's coming roughly when. Like if you're a new service, and like, you know, people need to put their faith in you, right? Like with PS4, Sony owns fucking great game developers. Like everybody knew.
And also, whenever there's a new console launch,
Yeah.
they buy that. Like right now, a lot of Sony and Microsoft have bought up a lot of game devs.
Yeah.
So, like they're both gearing up for their console exclusive titles. Like there's Last of Us Part 2.
That's still PS4, but yeah.
I think it's just gonna be PS5.
No, they haven't. It's
When's it coming out?
coming out in March or April.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Well, whatever. Then we'll get the Last of Us
the
Part 2 remaster.
Definitive edition.
No, they'll call it a remaster like they did Last of Us.
Oh,
where
right,
It
it was a
wasn't a fucking remaster.
Well, it did. It sort of is.
It was like an upres.
Yeah, it's an upres, and it ran better.
I don't like that game.
I like that game a lot. I know it's like kind of a normie squad game, but I think it's cool.
There's nothing wrong with being a normie squad game.
I like
May 29th.
May 29th.
So
see?
6 months before the PS5.
Yeah.
So it's probably has...
And the PS5 is confirmed backwards compatibility for PS4 with an upres.
Which actually, once everything is backwards compatible... So it's a PS5... It's like becomes a PS4. It's a PS4 Pro.
Yeah. It's
So-
a PS4 Pro, and it's a PS5, and potentially
That's the-
it's a PS1, 2, and 3 Pro, but they haven't announced it.
Yeah, that was the biggest mistake every console developer makes when they're just like, oh, the previous system, not backwards compatible
it.
anymore. But
Sony
it's like,
was really smart with the PS3, and then to make the PS3 more affordable, they had to cut out the PS2 backwards compatibility, but that's what made the PS3 successful. Because it initially came out, it was like fucking $650.
PS2 Pro.
And it would play PS1 and PS2 games, and it could play PS3 games.
Yeah.
And it was a big fucking chunker.
Xbox 360 could play original Xbox games.
Yeah. But it was like a big chunker, right? And so then it had to be that expensive, essentially. And then they were like, okay, let's do the $299 version, and it has to be smaller. And to make it affordable, it can only do PS1 and PS3.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being successful, but on the other hand, it meant, you know, the console that the most people own, still to this day, the highest selling home console, the PS2, was sort of abandoned in that way. Yeah, you don't have to look it up. It's a fact.
I think... All right,
The
whatever.
Wii is below it.
Let's move on to the next story.
Let's move on to the next story.
Google Stadia sucks.
This is one for Ian only.
Anime.
Netflix announces that their One Piece live-action series have progressed into full-scale development with a 10-episode first season, likely going to premiere later this year or early 2021 with Oda's blessing. And then I put in brackets here, later seen putting the world's fattest check into his back pocket.
He doesn't need any more money. That man is fucking loaded.
So
he has. Do you know
so why did he sign off on this saying, "Man, this series is going to be fucking sick. I hope you guys all watch it."
Because the way the Japanese do their live action series, like you ever watch the live action JoJo? Or
the movie?
Yeah, or there's like live action Bleach.
I think.
There's like live action Bleach and shit.
Yeah.
They just don't look good. But to Japan, they're like, wow, this looks great. They look like bad, shitty tier cosplay.
Well, this is Netflix, and it's the biggest fucking anime.
So was the Bleach movie, though.
Or that was
Bleach...
Full Metal Alchemist.
No, there's a Bleach one.
That was also Netflix?
Yes. Or it's on Netflix.
This is specifically a 10-episode Netflix live action.
Like,
I have high hopes. It could be good.
I think they're either going to have to start it in the middle, because if you start from the beginning, 10 episodes is not enough. Like, you'd either have to run it real quick, or you're only going to get to Usopp. But Usopp's story, I guess the fight against Kuro the Black isn't that bad. Also, that name is so redundant. Hey, my name is Black the Black, but also I'm a white dude who just looks like a cat. Like, also, I feel it's going to be very creepy to watch Luffy stretch.
I mean, the first Fantastic Four movie came out in 2002, and they did it perfect with no problems.
Sure. But like but also when Mr. Dr. Fantastic, whatever the fuck he is.
It's Mr. Fantastic.
But
even though he's a doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr.
Listen,
Doom's
he didn't want to
with an actual
listen.
doctorate.
Mr. Fantastic didn't want to come across as too
pretentious. But like Mr. Fantastic, he wears a suit, so it's like, okay, I don't have to see
Luffy,
his skin moving.
Skin.
It's his full skin. Also, he doesn't flatten out. He inflates like
Imagine
a balloon.
they got like some weirdo director to do it, and it's like intentionally like spooky. Like if oh my god, loud farty boy over here.
I am very gassy today.
It's all right. But imagine they got like some weirdo director to do it that was like Rick Fumiyawa, or I hope that's his name. Like the guy who did the True Detective season 1 and Maniac.
I've never watched those.
So he's a weirdo.
Yeah. Okay.
He wrote a version for the It Chapter 1 movie that ended up coming out that was so different and really fucked up and weird.
I just want to see. You know what I want to see in real life is somehow them justify Zoro putting a sword in his mouth.
They will,
because
that's the easiest thing to do.
I hope Oda signed off on it because it was going to represent the show fine.
Yeah.
I really don't want it to be Americanized and kind of fucked up.
We don't know even if it's a Netflix of Japan thing or a Netflix of America thing. Like, literally not that much. That info is out. Yeah. Like, they don't have...
If it's Netflix of America, I do hope they go not all white people.
Oh, yeah. I think they're smart enough not to.
Because there is canonical real-world nationalities for every character. Oh, well, that Oda said a long time ago at a convention. Like, Luffy's Brazilian.
Oh.
Like, he went out, he looks at a character, he looks at their design and, like, kind of their backstory, where they're from, and
I'm telling you this, that character is going to be white or Asian. But other characters...
Oh, Zoro is straight up Japanese.
Zoro's probably going to be somebody
Nami
who's a bit darker.
is, like, Swedish.
Okay.
Usopp is black. I don't remember from where, but that just I remember that he was a black dude. Chopper.
I don't know.
He's a reindeer man.
Okay.
Well, he's a reindeer boy because he's 14. Mm-hmm. But he's a reindeer that ate a fruit, because they all get their powers from fruits.
Yes.
And he ate the human fruit. So he was a small runt, and he had a blue nose. So he was a fucking freak.
He's a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Boy.
He's a Rudolph the Blue-Nosed Boy. Yeah, so he eats the human fruit, and all of a sudden he turns into this small, chibi raccoon boy. But he's a reindeer. Don't call him a raccoon. He gets very upset, and he can walk on two legs. And his father, an actual deer, just starts fucking going like and just starts running into him. And he can transform back and forth from like
more of an animal to more of a man.
Yeah, I think he's actually a moose, but they call him.
Would you refer to him as a furry?
Yeah, but he also transforms. Like, he can transform. His base form is like this little like half cartoon thing. Kind of look like a
chibi type,
like a tanuki.
Okay.
And then he can transform into a deer, and then he can also just transform into a whole man. And he's from a snow country. That's why he's from Canada. And his whole thing is that he meets a doctor who gives him his name. His name is Tony Chopper. and he meets a doctor.
Why is he Tony Chopper?
I think the doctor said, I'm going to call you Tony Chopper. And so, but Chopper's like a fucking idiot. He's like 6 at the time.
Okay.
Actually, he was probably like 3. And he goes like, Tony Chopper is my name. That's what the doctor said. But everyone just calls him Chopper. No one ever says Tony.
Well, it's his last name.
But the joke is that since he is a reindeer, the world government thinks he's their pet. So his bounty is 50.
Nice.
Which, they're like, Luffy's bounty is about $1 billion. Chopper's is now 500.
What's the money there?
It's called berries.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's like more like yen or US dollars.
I would assume it's more like yen.
Yeah. But it's
if it's $1 billion. If it's $1 billion, it's probably yen. Which would make it $1 million.
Yeah, Luffy is like $1 billion. Sanji is like 700.
So
Zoro's
that would be $7.
Like 500. No, like 500 million.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They all have pretty high bounties.
Yeah, I guess so. Do they commit a lot of crime?
No, they just piss off the world government they're like the standard, like, yeah, we're villains because we want to live free.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah. But they don't, and they beat up.
I'd like to see a bit more crime going on. I want it to be a bit more Firefly-esque.
They overthrow governments and shit.
You know what I'm talking about? They're like a little bit more Firefly-esque, like we do things that are morally a bit much, but we tend to be good people. I like that.
They do kind of play that up.
That is just Cowboy Bebop.
In one of the arcs, they do kind of play that up when they're leaving. They leave as assholes so that people don't. So when the world government comes around, they go like, fucking Straw Hats were here. They racked up a bar tab. Also, they threw out our leader who was murdering us on the daily that you guys instated here. But yeah, fuck them. I can't believe they left without paying their bar tab. They're pretty much, they dine and dash everywhere. But like they like eat a bunch and then they leave, and then when the world government shows up, they go like, these fuckers didn't pay their bill. That's why they're assholes.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll watch it. I hope it's better. I hope it's faithful.
I think
I hope it looks weird, but also I hope it doesn't look too weird.
I have two heads about this because I'm not a One Piece guy. I'd love it to be great. I'd also kind of love it to be terrible. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be in the middle. I want it to be either really good or dog shit. Because then I can get enjoyment.
We can watch it and make fun of it, or we can watch it and go like, it's just okay.
Yeah, right. If you're like, yeah, I mean, it's not as good as the manga, but it's not terrible. It's just fine.
Is it better than the anime?
Like, what was great about the Death Note movie is there's a great argument there. It's dog shit in some ways, but it's also like a clever reimagining of the original. It does something different. It does something interesting. Like, you can talk about it kind of for ages. Yeah. And it's well directed. And, I mean, it's got a good cast. It's just like there are issues with it, right? And that's what's fun about talking about it. But if it's just okay, it's just fucking okay. Like, it's like the RoboCop 2014 remake, right? Yeah. Like, it's not a terrible movie, but it's just okay. And so for that, why would you ever watch it?
Mm-hmm. You'd watch it because you're a RoboCop fan and go like, I wonder how it looks in modern times. And it's like,
yeah, it's fine.
It's not really offensive and it's not bad.
Yeah,
just whatever. There. Fuck this movie.
It just exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like kind of the worst way to walk out of a movie.
Yeah. Just like, oh, that was okay.
Yeah.
Also, the worst way to walk out of a movie is when you really want to leave, but you can't because you're with other people.
Sure.
Well, because like both of us, I'm always going to talk about Mother about how much that movie sucked.
That movie did suck.
Me and you would have left that in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because that movie is not redeemable. But Chris and Emma were like, we got to sit this through.
Well, no, I wouldn't have walked out of the movie. I would still have watched it to the end. I just thought it was really, really bad.
I wanted to walk out.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially when
I don't usually get that feeling with movies.
When the fucking that part when like the old woman is talking to her about her husband and she's just like being really creepy. I was like, this sucks. This is gross.
There's aspects of it that are really good. I enjoy a good home invasion horror movie myself, but I feel like it tries to think it's smart for being about the Bible, but the Bible's like so popular that it just kind of doesn't say anything about it. It just, this is related to the Bible. And it's like, and so what is the point? and it doesn't have one.
And also, like, Jennifer Lawrence being the personification of the Earth was just so annoying.
I don't know about that. That's fine. I like Jennifer Lawrence. She's not my favorite actress by any means, but she's fine.
Oh, and then as soon as the baby's neck broke when they were like carrying it over people, I'm like,
so
yo,
dumb.
that they're gonna eat the baby.
It's like so obvious they're gonna fucking eat the body and the blood because he's Christ.
It's the body of Christ.
Ugh.
Yeah,
and it was just like, it was just
best part about that movie was Kristen Wiig because she just shows up out of nowhere.
Great.
Yeah, she's the publicist who like keeps telling her everything in like that fucking voice where it's just like, this is normal.
This is how it is.
These are his fans. They're here.
She's meant to be like the Pope, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because she brings all the followers in?
Yeah. So here's something else that we all love. The second new feature for DMC3 SE Switch was announced. Did you catch it?
Style switching.
This one's really easy.
Weapon swapping?
It's weapon swapping.
Is it full weapon swap?
Yeah, so before there was weapon swapping, but of 2 of each type of weapon, and then you could change it at the shrines, but now you can swap between all the weapons. They keep saying that it's part of this freestyle mode, which makes me think the original version of the game with the original rules is still in it. Yeah. And this is like a new mode.
I think this is going to be a new way to play through the game.
Yeah.
Like you'll still play through the story, but it'll be like story mode, freestyle mode. Maybe they might up the enemies.
Or it'll be like original mode, freestyle mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they'll call it something like goofy, like 2006 mode or whatever.
They might up the difficulty on the enemies because apparently the people who use the PC mod, the game is like laughable with style switching.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet they tweak it a bit.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's closer to like, do you ever hear about the original version before the SE of DMC3?
No, I did not.
So the Americans kept telling Capcom that they wanted it to be challenging and tough. And Capcom was like, okay. And they made the North American version way harder. Yeah. And it sucked. And then the SE version was beloved by all.
Because the fucking it
was based on the Japanese version.
Because fucking everyone, every developer is like, they want challenge in our game. Cool. Way too much health on an enemy. You don't do enough, and also they one shot you. It's like that's not fun. I'd rather they have the same health, but they one shot me.
Yeah.
Like if we're going for difficulty, I take more damage. They take the same amount.
That's interesting.
Maybe they block more, or maybe they have like do like quicker attacks. Like, but when it's when they do all 3 of those, plus they have an annoying amount of health that like I fucking hate playing DMC5 pass Son of Sparta.
Yeah.
Because everything has like quadruple the health they did on Son of Sparta on DMD.
Yeah, DMD.
And then there's you can only take 3 hits and then you fucking die.
Yeah, and then there's they
also get power armor.
Ooh. But Heaven or Hell is worth it for going through DMD.
I don't think so.
Really?
No.
Did you play Heaven or Hell?
No, I didn't because I don't want to go through DMD.
Heaven or Hell is really fun though. You take 1 hit, but everybody, including bosses, does.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
So you just walk in and shoot everything. It's like you're playing DMC2.
It's not like that because of the way that the game's designed. You can't really get that. They're still on hard. They're still on like DMD level tactics. So they're still doing tougher shit. You just have to be like dope. Just to not get hit. You have to dodge a lot.
Do you think V's summons take 1 hit as well?
That's a good question.
Actually, on DMD, they pretty much only take 1 hit before they fucking die
think
anyways.
They probably do.
Yeah.
So, hey, this is another thing that Ian likes. So, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Sold above expectations, according to
So there
EA.
better be a second one that's better.
So, sequel practically guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because from what I've heard, they were already kind of working on it at Respawn.
Yeah.
There's already like a leak
it was either going to be DLC or another one.
Like right when the game came out, Vince Zampella got promoted.
I have no idea who they're going to do as the villain, though, since they killed second sister.
Just do a different
First sister.
Just do a different sister.
Because, like...
Aren't there 10? Or 7?
Yeah, there is 10. Yeah. Well, there was and you deal with the 2nd and the 9th.
Yeah, and in Rebels, they kill off the 3rd?
I don't know if they killed one of the sisters. I know they killed off the Inquisitor. Oh, no, the Inquisitor, they kill, and then he shows up as a Jedi at a temple, and he's like, I've been purified. I have another chance at life. He got Palpatined, but then turned good.
He got more interesting Palpatine first.
Yeah, like killing a Sith turns them back into a Jedi.
I mean, Palpatine did get thrown down a big hole and then explode.
Did you
Have you seen the clip?
Did you the Worthy Kids one?
No, just the one that's actually like the way when you watch the Return of the Jedi again, it's like before the Death Star starts blowing up, even when he tosses fucking Palpy down the hole, at the bottom of the hole there's an explosion.
Yeah.
Like, it's that level of like, he's fucking dead.
Did you see the Worthy Kids animation?
This is the one that you reblogged on Tumblr?
Yeah, it was.
I did watch that.
Where he throws him down and Palpatine's like, Vader, is this a bit? Are we still cool?
Is this a bit?
Yeah. I like his interpretation of him going like, oh, a chair, perfect for my little body. And he gets on and he's like relaxing, and then the new cast shows up and he's like, it just ends. Worthy Kids is fucking amazing.
It's good. But yeah, I liked Jedi Fallen Order a lot. I'd love to see a sequel that's improved.
Yeah. I would like them to have the next one.
More time and money.
You actually fight Darth Vader.
I'd still like it to be unwinnable.
Yes, exactly. I want it to be that you can be like holding your ground in the fight, but I kind of want them to imply that Darth Vader's just like toying with you.
That'd be cool.
Like that would, or like you look like you don't take a single hit on him, or you don't take any big hits.
Darth Vader kills one of the members of your party.
Oh, fucking Siri.
Yeah.
Kill Siri Junda. I don't give a shit about her.
Yeah. Though that's why he probably wouldn't kill her. I would have him kill the pilot boy.
Why?
Because it'd make me.
What's wrong with older Stitch?
No. I mean, it'd be smart storytelling would be to take away the character who like seems the nicest.
Well, he starts off as an asshole and then he warms up to you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you have like more emotional attachment.
I would also
him.
like a patch for that fucking game where the next when I get kidnapped and put somewhere, I need to know why I was there and why there was this touching scene of him going like, hey buddy, I'm sorry I got you in that. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, oh my god, yes.
Yeah. I think we talked about it when
sense.
We talked about this on the show.
We did.
Just it's the one thing. That's my one
like,
gripe.
Oh yeah, he had these gambling debts, as if there was like another scene in which we talked about this.
But then also we've been going to like destroyed planets. No one would have this information that we're friends.
You wouldn't owe the money to the Empire, so why would the fucking Empire go
We have
after
never
it?
stopped at a hub world where there's like a tavern or anything. We go to
That's one thing I would love to have.
A hub world like the fucking Citadel.
Yeah, like the Citadel in Mass Effect.
If they want to keep playing this like it's a Mass Effect shit.
Yeah.
Of like different locations on planets you can go to.
I'd love to see, one where it's just social, or expand out the ship to be more like that, like the Normandy.
I don't want that many people in the ship.
No. I don't mean that many people. I mean space and conversations.
I want more crew members. I think it would be not cool to have like a support sort of thing. Like
That'd be interesting.
Maybe your crew member is kind of around.
There's a couple
in the
characters
scene.
that you can bring around to. Yeah,
like, or maybe you can take them to planets and you could use them to unlock
expand
paths.
it out so you're your own thing, so that people don't just say yes, it is the Dark Souls of Metrovania.
Maybe there's like a fucking something where you have to use force pull on it.
Yeah,
but yours it's too heavy for you, or you're just not good enough, so you have to bring along the Dathomir chick. I can't remember her name.
Me too, but she's great.
Yeah,
I want to see more of her.
I don't know her real name, but her title is the Night Sister.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of her.
Yeah, I think she would be.
I think it'd be cool to have her, because I don't think the other characters on your ship would be a companion on levels, but
maybe Siri.
Maybe Siri, but I don't think she would.
I think if you got like a Padawan, because you're a knight. Like if you came across some kid who lived on the ship, and then maybe you had like mini games where you like taught him how to be a Jedi.
Yeah, but again, she helped in that one.
Could be a girl.
Yeah, she helped in that one.
I want more aliens.
Battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like more scenes with more characters and with more dialogue, because there's something about it which feels sort of fake when you're going through a world and there's no people to talk to. There are only enemies.
Yeah. And then you're also going through Dathomir and shit, and you're like killing all the natives like you're Nathan Drake. And then she comes up and she's like mad at you, and it's like, I'm like, whoa, you don't even know me. And then I just remembered like, oh, I just murdered like all of your brothers.
I mean, I think you start murdering her brothers after you've murdered the wildlife, and then she's mad at you for murdering the wildlife first.
Yeah, but then like, why would she become your friend? Well, I guess I think she says something about like they've all become corrupted.
Yeah.
So she was bringing her zombie sisters back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'd be cool to expand out on that game. Mm-hmm. I really have high hopes for the second one.
Would you say like you have high hopes like Pete Buttigieg?
Who is that? Is that butt geek?
Yeah. It's Buttigieg.
Yeah, he dropped out, right?
No, wait, really?
Yeah, I think he dropped out of the election.
I hope so. He should.
Yeah, it's either Bernie Squad or Yang Gang. That's the
No, I'd say Warren over Yang.
No, I like Yang more.
No, but Yang's this tech fucking startup bitch.
Oh, is he?
I don't like tech startup people.
Oh no,
they're fake.
They're, as Joe Biden would call them, they're Silicon Valley creeps making video games, corrupting the youth. If Joe Biden gets it's Hillary again.
Here's the fucking problem. If Joe Biden ran as the Republican candidate, I'd be happy as fuck.
Yeah, but
because
he's
way more.
Democrat.
He's basically a Republican, but he's not a fucking piece of shit.
He seems like a nice old man who just has some really bad opinions.
Yeah, he's like a good Republican.
Yeah, Obama just fucking... It'd be... Okay, one of my friends brought this up. Yeah. Or maybe you did, but
yeah,
it was the if Trump extends term limits so he can get a third term, Obama comes back.
Obama rises from the ashes.
Yeah, but then it'd feel real bad if Obama lost, because then it's like, oh no.
But then also, I would be like, oh, Obama, you mean the guy that did all those drone strikes on civilians? Maybe we shouldn't have him be the president.
Hey, man, they've all done drone strikes on civilians.
Well, not literally, no. They have not all done that, because they're a recent invention.
Okay, well, they've all done something similar.
Yeah, they've all done bad shit.
Whatever. I like Obama.
Yeah, Obama's fine. Yeah. But I feel like him with his, like, not to get super political, but he went with this, like, sort of post-partisan situation and like was trying to sort of be the best of both worlds. Yeah, this very centrist type character. And like I get why
he wants to get things done by working with both sides. It's just the other side does not want to work with him.
Yeah, like my issue is the right wing was sliding further and further right, but he was like, well, the way we do it is compromise and coming together. And the problem is if the left stays here and the right goes all the way right, then compromise is going to be so far right that it's like still not great. You know what I mean?
Yes. But I don't want to talk about it anymore.
All right. But yeah. And then there's a couple more things. New Final Fantasy VII remake trailer.
Yeah.
Looks sick.
Like it's coming out in April, right?
Yeah.
Man, I know that game is longer than that trailer shows. That trailer is so
packed. That has to be
packed.
So near the end.
What, of the game?
Because they said that the first game is really mostly Midgar.
Yeah, but that's what I know. Since it's a fucking full remake,
yeah,
I know that there's going to be a Final Fantasy VII 2 remake.
Yeah, Final Fantasy, because they need to do more.
But there is people who have been out, who like have always been outside. They don't know about Final Fantasy. They don't know what's going to happen to Aerith.
Oh,
like there's people going like, holy shit, this game looks huge, and then they're going to finish it, and it's going to be on a cliffhanger. Or the thing with Aerith happens?
No, that would be somewhere in the middle or end of 2, because they said it's going to be like a 3 or 4 game situation to cover the entirety of FF7.
Yeah, and I bet there's people going like, wow, they must be expanding the story of FF7 to make 3 games out of it. It's like, no, that's just FF7.
Yeah, FF7 is really long, and it uses abstractions that just aren't popular in modern games.
You spend like 30 hours on
the
Midgar.
World map. Oh, no, you spend like 15 in Midgar, but then you spend like 75 hours in fucking just like around the world map. And the problem is world maps aren't popular anymore in big name games. Like it has to be an open world, like a Witcher type situation,
Mm-hmm. So speaking of games that take way too long, just figured to talk about this. I was talking to Michael last night, about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh yeah,
because he's also a huge Dragon Ball fan. Man, that game is starting to drag so hard. Like for the first like 25 hours of the game, I was like, this is fine. It's a standard RPG shit. It's I have no issue with it. Now it's like every mission they give me is a fucking drag, and I'm like, I don't want to play anymore.
That sucks, man.
Like this sucks, and I'm on the Great Saiyaman Saga, so like, or like Boo Saga Episode 1.
Do you know what I think would be interesting?
They fucking did the Great Saiyaman dirty though.
Oh,
well, did you watch Boo?
No.
Okay,
I've only seen the abridged.
Oh, so you'll probably never see the Boo Saga then.
I might.
Maybe
I think
not.
They might do it.
They said they don't want to.
No, they said they're not doing
they're not doing BoJack, but then they also said they're taking a long break until they even consider doing Boo because they think the jokes are done. They don't want to do it. So Gohan dresses up as a superhero.
I knew that.
He goes around, he does Ginyu Force poses everywhere.
Hell yeah.
In the anime, he goes at least 10, 20 episodes before, not like 10 episodes before Videl catches him. But
Yeah.
in this game, he literally lands, stops one crime, and then he says, "See you later, Videl." And she's like, "How did he know my name?" You're Mr. Satan's fucking daughter. You're a socialite. Everyone knows who you are. Of course he knows your name's fucking Videl. And then she just goes like, "Thanks, Gohan." And he goes like, "No problem." And she's just like, "You fucking mongoloid. You absolute idiot. I just called you your fucking real name and you said, 'Yeah, that's me.'"
Yeah,
and he's
that's
like,
me.
"Oh, jeez." Like
I feel like that's pretty funny.
5 minutes after getting the Great Saiyaman outfit, he fucks up that hard.
I feel like
It's funny.
I feel like that's to make it not as like padded.
But then they pad out the game.
Oh.
And everything else. I got a mission. It's like the first introduction to Goten. You get you get the story to continue on because you tell your mom you got to enter the World Martial Arts Tournament or else Videl's going to expose you. Mm-hmm. And then you meet your little
You gotta
brother
beat her
Goten.
dad?
What?
You got to beat her dad in the tournament.
No.
If you want to fuck me, you have to beat the shit out of my dad.
Oh man, and he just goes like, "Psh, get that
Yeah.
pussy out." Cause actually,
I
that's the
hate
thing.
it when my girlfriend tells me that.
That was a line in the show. Not that. But, Hercule's like, "No man can date my daughter until he can beat me." And then Gohan's over there like, "Looks like I am getting some pussy tonight."
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then she beats him, and then Videl's like, "My daddy issues are coming to fruition. I will fuck this man, and he will impregnate me.
Nice, dude.
And then I will become a housewife and ruin my entire character like every other woman in that show." But it is written by,
A man.
a 60-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was saying, though, what would be a cool Dragon Ball type game is to perhaps take the engine from Dragon Quest XI and just make a Dragon Ball game that's just Dragon Quest XI.
original Dragon Ball game.
Ooh,
That would
sure.
fit it so much better.
And obviously, like, Dragon Quest is based on Toriyama's art style, so the
Yeah.
engine that they use would be perfect for
And
it.
also the world feels sparse a lot, but then when you go to like the city, you can go check out the cities. It's like, yeah, this looks like Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
ga-
not exactly, but I think it'd be cool to maybe make a game called Dragon Ball Quest.
Yeah, the game or Dragon Ball Q. It confused everyone. Go like, why are they called
like
Dragon Ball
Persona
Z?
2?
Dragon Ball Q. Oh fuck.
Which
It's
is
a-
an Etrian Odyssey game, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Sure, I don't know. Anyway, Dragon Ball be real sick to have an actual original game because there's nothing but slaps. Like the fucking
Yeah.
fighting is so dumb.
It'd be really interesting to see a Dragon Ball game that doesn't sort of follow any of the arcs.
Or doesn't follow Z because everyone knows Z. There's people
Or
who
Z, yeah.
there's people who are genuinely surprised when I tell them that Z is a sequel.
That's fucking false.
Yes, it's not. Sorry, I said yes. Like, I agreed. No, I'm serious.
People have actually said that to you.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It's ridiculous.
They didn't know
Are
that
these
there was.
people who have seen DBZ?
Yeah, but they watched it on YTV as kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which YTV didn't have Dragon Ball.
No, that was on Teletoon, I want to say.
No, it was on YTV.
Oh, okay.
YTV had all the anime. Because YTV is kind of like Cartoon Network here.
No, but
Back in the day.
I remember some
YTV
shit.
had spun. It was actually weird. YTV had all the like the Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah.
And then they had anime where Teletoon had all the Cartoon Network shows. Mm-hmm. Like Dexter's Laboratory and shit and Johnny Bravo.
Yes.
They were all about cartoons where YTV was about the Nicktoons.
Yeah. Hold
And
on. Which
then-
one had 16? That was
That was
Teletoon.
Teletoon, yeah.
Yeah. I think Teletoon had more Canadian content, I want to
Yes,
say.
it did. Jacob 2, fucking 16, Total Drama Island when that started.
Yeah.
But Total Drama Island was also huge
But
everywhere.
Reboot, I want to say, was on YTV.
YTV, yes. YTV was the experimental one.
Yeah.
Like they took risks with their programming. So yeah, but then original Dragon Ball didn't get dubbed until after they already
After.
did Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So
The Canadian dub of so many
Blue
shows
Ocean
was
dub.
so good.
what?
Don't you love Canadian dubs? Don't you kind of miss them?
I think Brian Drummond was really good as Vegeta.
I really loved.
I like Chris Sabat more.
Do you want to hear a hot take?
What?
I haven't watched Saint Seiya because I love Knights of the Zodiac so much.
I don't know. I don't understand.
It's the same show.
It is?
It's the Canadian dub of Saint Seiya as
okay.
Knights of the Zodiac. and it had the theme song, and it was a cover of Iran by, I want to say, fucking, oh fuck, what's the name of that band? Shit. Oh, it's gone.
Pop punk band or
it was
Theory of a Dead Man.
Was it Theory of a Dead Man?
Well, you
it was
said
something
Theory.
like that. Yeah, I was gonna say Theory of a Dead Man. It might have been a different one. It might have been some other one. Who fucking knows? But it was sick. I mean, you could just Google Knights of the Zodiac theme.
Yeah, I will.
It's like, and I was like fucking jamming, dude. I was like, and I ran so far away. It was fucking bop, dude. And it's like, I need somebody to give me all of Saint Seiya with that. Like, just replace the OP. Okay,
that's
this
not
is gonna
Theory of a
sound
Dead Man.
terrible.
Bowling for Soup.
Bowling for Soup, baby.
It was butt rock pop punk.
Hell yeah. Sorry if that sounded terrible.
Or it didn't get picked up.
Because
I only heard it from my phone, not from
it was
headphone.
it was a pop punk.
Yeah. Bowling for Soup is
yeah.
like, oh man.
Dude, old Canadian bands making Canadian anime
Bowling
OPs.
for Soup fucking is the are they Canadian?
It's a Canadian anime.
Do you have a tape measure anywhere?
Somebody texted you, do you have a tape measure?
My sister is setting up for the party tonight, and I can't text her back, so she's fucked. I hope she doesn't go scouting through my room and find all my porn.
I don't think she'd care.
She wouldn't, actually. Neither would my mom, but I just don't, it's like...
It's just not something you want.
Yeah, it's like, they talk about, like, my sister tells my mom everything. When I say everything, I'm not... Like, it's everything.
Jesus Christ.
I've walked into the living room and they have been talking about like blowjobs, and it's like,
gross.
I get it that that you're both adult women, but I don't want to fucking hear this. And my mom also has like really archaic views on sex.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, women don't enjoy it.
Damn.
I think my mom is...
Dude, call up post on twitter.com for your dad.
Sorry. So anyways, in Dragon Ball Z, I really wish we could get Rock the Dragon in an anime game.
Rock the Dragon. Dragon Ball Z.
Also, I don't know what they had on Toonami.
What was the other one? No, there was the other... This is the Dragon Ball Z theme song in my brain.
Chala,
it's not Rock the... No, it's not Rock the Dragon. It's Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z.
I think that's Rock the Dragon.
No, it's not. It's a different one by the same band. I think it may have been for
Bruce
a different
Faulkner's
arc.
band, right?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z English theme songs.
Yeah. While we wait for that... did you hear that the Nintendo Switch likely has outsold the Xbox One in total units sold?
That would be sick, because the Xbox One sucks.
Yeah.
Well, this is Rock the Dragon.
Oh, okay. I guess it is the same.
Oh, you know what? The fucking opening has scenes from one of the movies.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
they're all pieced together like that in a really weird way.
Master Roshi's sick.
Oh, yeah, and one last piece of video game news that I don't think this is for Ian necessarily, but it's for me certainly, is you ever heard of the Wonderful 101?
Yeah, there might be a new one, because Kamiya is out. Kamiya took a picture where the background, the time
and it was
101, and then someone else took a picture where you could also see 101 in the background.
No, it was the same picture, but it was 1:01 p.m.
Yeah.
And then underneath it was October 1st, 10:01.
Maybe.
So there's a rumor that just came out where it's like Platinum Games has made an account on Kickstarter.
So you think
the rumor is
a 101 Kickstarter?
This is a rumor that's come out, from somebody, is that it's a Wonderful 101 Kickstarter for an enhanced port for Switch and PS4 and perhaps PC. And I definitely support that, especially if there's some really fucking cool things.
Especially since apparently 101, Wonderful 101 was a really good game that literally no one played.
Yeah,
it sold like shit.
Yeah,
it probably sold worse than Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
It did. Tokyo Mirage Sessions was considered a success.
Really? Even though it only sold like 28,000 units.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wild.
Yeah, they really need to fucking put this out on modern consoles.
Yeah, Platinum Games is just, it's impressive that they're still a company. Like,
dude, yeah, they just got a big investment from Tencent.
No more skulls and no more skulls or black people.
I doubt it. I doubt that you could change fucking Kamiya's visions.
Yeah.
Or anybody there.
I bet they would take
like,
if Tencent was like, "Oh, we don't want you to do this in your games because we're China and China sucks."
Kamiya would just say, "Fuck off."
Kamiya would be like, "Take your money back, then."
Yeah.
Also, stop speaking to me in English, you motherfucker. I think it's annoying.
Blocked.
There was a trend on the DMC shitposting group of people going like, haha, I got blocked by Kamiya Senpai. And it's like, man, you're literally harassing this man.
It's Kamiya-san or Kamiya Sensei.
Sensei, yeah, that would be the right one.
That's what we do here.
But like the guy is just like, I don't want to deal with it because I don't speak English and I don't want to have to. And he also doesn't want people who speak English using Google Translate to message him.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't come out right.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Either learn people who make games.
Also, if you know how to fucking speak Japanese, do not.
Yeah.
Do not say, "Hey, I'm a white dude. Here's a question." He'll still block you.
Yeah.
He's like, "I don't care if you know how to speak it. I hate you."
Fuck you, Gaijin.
But then fucking.
But he likes them at like events. Whenever he goes, he really loves his fans. I just think he hates them on Twitter.
Yeah, I think he just like Twitter for him is probably just curated shit that he wants to see.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get ats all the time from people and he's like, I gotta fucking think about what you're saying.
Did you know that I'm actually followed by a couple of Japanese game dev people whom I like
That's cool.
on Twitter? Yeah, Yoko Taro follows me as well as Swery.
Okay, but how many people does Yoko Taro follow?
Fuck off. I've got 10 followers and 2 of them are people who've made great works of art.
I know, me.
But yeah, so I'm really hyped for that. I would donate to that Kickstarter in a fucking heartbeat.
What?
For 101. Like, I love Platinum. And I've heard the game's incredible.
Yeah. Love to play it someday.
Yeah, right?
Well, I'm not hooking my Wii U back up. You fucking crazy?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So now we're on to the regular part of this podcast, in which we talk about what we've done this week. Ian?
Literally nothing.
Okay. I can start with something that you can talk about.
Well, I played Monster Hunter World more.
Okay.
I got to the end of that. Shit.
Oh, you beat Iceborne?
Yeah, I beat the flagship monster.
Yeah.
Velkhana. Pretty cool fight. Fucking annoying. First time, but then my buddy found out something that the Monster Hunter is filled with things. It's like, man, I should have learned about this fucking 200 hours ago. So when you get your resistant, so there's blights in the game, like, you catch on fire, you get ice on you, and your stamina sucks. You get waterlogged. So like, if your resistance to that specific element is high enough, if it's over 20, you now do not get blighted at all by ice, fire, whatever. So we found that out, and then we went into the fight, we got rolled, like actually full destroyed, like we had no chance.
Yeah.
And then we go back, I was like, I quit for the night. I was like, fuck this. He kept playing, he figured it all out, and he made a build that gave us 37 ice resistance. So we were just immortal, and we just beat the shit out of him. It was like, that was a fun fight now. And then we went through. We fought a bunch of new other monsters. We fought this one called Namiel.
Yeah.
It's like a 4-legged wyvern.
Oh, which one's the one that they reused the model for DMC5?
You mean the chicken monster?
Yeah.
That's not a monster in World right now.
Oh no.
Well, there's Kuluyaku, which is kind of similar.
No,
but
there's definitely one that is a model that's in both Monster Hunter and DMC5.
And we're talking about the chicken boss, right? In DMC5.
I don't know if it's the chicken
or Cerberus.
Not Cerberus. Definitely not Cerberus.
Okay, it's not. It can't be Nightmare because there is no monster like that.
No, it's the one that catches Nero and V when V's almost dead.
That's the chicken boss.
Okay, then yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I heard that on Castle Super Beast that it's similar to a monster called Yonkaku.
Yeah.
Which is not in World.
Oh.
There is a monster with a similar name called Kuluyaku, which is also like a chicken raptor.
Okay.
So its wireframe is in there. It's just not the monster that it most similarly was like.
Yeah.
So there's a fucking water elder dragon. It's cool as shit. It like creates like tide pools around you.
I'd love to get into Monster Hunter, but it's kind of too late for me. In a sense.
Why?
Because Chris doesn't like it. I love to play I like playing online with friends. Like, that's why me and Chris and our friend Kyle got into World War Z. But it's just, I hate playing competitive online games by myself. So, like, Monster Hunter, I was like, I'm super into this. No, yeah. Monster Hunter, I was like,
are you saying because I'm already done the game that
it's because you're already done the game and none of our other friends like it?
You know how many friends that I have in my Discord that bought the game and I go back and play with them?
Yeah.
Because there's not really a gain for me to not help people. Mm-hmm. Like, especially right now, there's this shit called it's an event where you get gratitude tickets. Yeah. Because it's their celebration of the game.
Oh, you mean like Chinese good person money?
Yeah, sure.
Socialism. you get points
when
for
you
being
go
good.
when you go back and do quests you've already done to help other people. Yeah. You have a chance of getting these gratitude tickets, and then you can use it to build armor. And
I still only have World on PS4, and I don't have the money to buy this on PC.
That makes sense. I don't have Iceborne on PC on PS4 because I don't want to drop on that much money.
Yeah.
I've already bought too many games twice.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Destiny 2.
It's free.
I bought it on PS4 when it first came out, then I bought it on PC when it came out.
I'm sorry.
I like the game.
Did you like the first one?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I didn't.
Right, you did.
I played it late, though. I played it when Taken King came out, which is when it was a good game.
Because I kept telling you not to buy it.
Yeah, and then I bought it and I played it with friends from work and it was fun. And then I bought Destiny 2 and I was like, oh no, it's the problem they had with Destiny 1. Thanks, Activision, for rushing out an unfinished game.
Yeah.
Now Destiny 2 is in a much better place.
I've heard this. It's just I think
there's still a paywall to make the game fun though.
I think the problem is that the franchise failed the first impression test.
And then every
game is Destiny now.
And then it came back.
Yeah,
real hard with the Taken King, which had a really good gameplay, fun story, fun raid. It was just an all-around enjoyable time. Yeah. And then the next one was just okay. And then we're like, well, it's probably okay because they're working on Destiny 2. Because at that time we heard it was coming. And then Destiny 2 came out. There was no legacy content from Destiny 1. Yeah. It was all gone.
It should have been a fucking Rock Band situation. It always should have been.
There shouldn't have even ever been a Destiny 2.
Yeah. Like Rock Band 4 was like, even if you bought it on a different console, you get all the songs, all the DLC. And it's like, it's consistent across all versions of Rock Band.
The community is in a rough place right now because a lot of people who have played Destiny 1 are like, we want the legacy content back. Yeah. But then the Destiny 2 was like kind of rebuilt. Yeah. It wasn't up-resed from Destiny 1.
But there's like, it's different. You can't just it
would take significant development time where it's like we could get legacy stuff that maybe like a quarter of the people currently playing haven't played yet, or we get
more new content.
We get proper new content that might be reminiscent of the old stuff. Yeah, and then they bring forward old guns. So it's in a weird place, but I think
it'd be like it would take the same amount of effort to bring back all the old stuff as doing like 3/4 of that, but new stuff.
Yeah, I think they should just drop like old strikes. Just be like, here's a fucking old strike. Fuck it, here you go. Mm-hmm. I'll take those, but then give me like new missions and shit later on. Yeah. So the Destiny 2 is in a fine place right now. The thing it really has going for it is a grindy game, but the things you do to grind is actually fun.
You find it fun?
Yeah. Unlike a game like World of Warcraft where it's like, I'm trying to grind my reps so I can get a weird horse.
Did you hear Warcraft 3 has a 0.8 Metascore?
Really? Is it because they just are waiting for people to upload custom game types that they can steal and take credit for?
Yeah, the game's all fucky, I think. Yeah. I didn't look into it. That's why I didn't put it as one of my news
I just heard about the custom map thing.
I heard that where it's like they own it and they don't even have to credit you for anything you do.
Someone can just see it and be like, that's mine, and then they get a big payout.
It's ridiculous.
Where before Blizzard was a company where it's like,
well, look at Dota 2.
And then they passed on it like fucking idiots. Yeah. And then they tried to make their own Dota 2, and then they shut it down 5 years after because it sucked.
Poopy. Yeah. And nobody liked it.
I played a couple games so I could get that sweet skin in Overwatch.
Nice, dude. Are you going to get Overwatch 2?
No, I fucking hate Overwatch now. I never played it. I was already kind of done with Overwatch around the time the China incident happened with Blizzard. Mm-hmm. But that was like, I don't like this company anymore.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah,
and then remember, it's Activision Blizzard. Blizzard is as much a big part of that company as Activision side of it.
Activision does not own Blizzard. Blizzard owns part of Activision.
Yeah, no, they're They're
they
both
were
owned
merged.
essentially by a fucking bigger company.
Yeah. And then I get their thing, like,
Excuse me.
technically they're not in the wrong for what they did to that guy because it is in their policy.
It's a severe misappropriation of what that policy stands for.
Yeah, that policy is for proper hate speech.
Yeah.
Like if some white kid from the South won and he got up and he's like, all black people should die.
Like that's what that's for. It's to say that
for
guy
hate
fuck
speech.
off.
It's
like,
not for, hey, there's some fucked up shit going in Hong Kong right now.
like protesting something that is morally wrong is not fucking hate speech.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the problem is like, I think it's rough that people are like, well, no, they just shouldn't say anything
Blizzard is
political.
the NFL of
Yeah,
esports.
it's stupid. Well, yeah, the NFL did the
That
fucking
kid
same
got
thing.
Kaepernicked.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know. Like look at the FGC for example. like nobody got mad at fucking nobody that matters got mad at Sonic Fox for what he says every time he wins.
Trans rights.
Well, trans rights, but also I'm black, I'm gay, I'm a furry, pretty much everything a Republican hates, and I'm blank.
And
whatever he did.
I'm the best esports player in the fucking world or something.
Yeah, like, or nobody did it after a lot of wins, like, and I'm the second best Dragon Ball Fighters player on the fucking planet.
I think. Well, the first time he said something like that was after he won Evo for Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah.
And also won, for Mortal Kombat and Injustice. He won like 3 things that year.
Yeah. He's really good at like MK and Injustice, which is interesting.
Because they're the same game.
Yeah, well, I know, but like it's interesting that he likes anime fighters and these more
He
Western
likes Dragon Ball
fighters.
Z.
Well, yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters is a very anime fighter. It's an Arxis game.
Fucking hate Dragon Ball Z.
I know you can hate it, but it's a really good fighter.
I remember all the people like raging, going like, Sonic Fox only won because he plays the cheese characters, and it's like,
hey, this is the
they're
actual
cheese because he plays them for about 10 hours a day, and he has like
This
events.
is the FGC. If it's in the game, it's okay.
Yeah, he brings players. He has like events where he invites other top tier players to come to his house in like wherever, and they just all play together for like an entire weekend and just party and hang out.
Yeah.
Like the man just wants to be good at the game. Who cares if he knows the best combos? Because guess what? Everyone else can use them too.
Yeah. It's not like he's doing things that other people can't do if
Yeah.
they work hard enough.
The only game where I actually go like I'm not going to play the cheese character is like Smash.
Well, and there's like, and that's the thing, like, people say, oh, this character is a cheese character. I mean,
Yeah.
there are tiers of characters in every fighting game, but I wouldn't say that makes, like, unless it's a really fucking unbalanced game, there's usually not one character who's insanely superior to
Like
the other.
playing fucking M. Bison in like the older Street Fighter games.
Yeah, like, sure,
Yeah.
that, but I mean, you know, and the solution to an unbalanced game is to make everybody ridiculously unbalanced and, like, strong.
Yeah, don't
like,
nerf
like Marvel.
You don't
Yeah.
nerf people. You don't. If you want to have a fun game, if you can buff everything around it instead
Literally
of
Marvel
nerfing
3.
it. Yeah. Which man, that's
I know you don't love that game.
No, that's fine. But like, that's actually a problem Destiny has.
Yeah.
Is their whole thing is they don't want to nerf anything,
Oh.
but then they still do. But then
With that, I feel like with that type of game, yeah, nerf and buff when it's necessary. But I think
No,
with
I
a
would
fighting
say
game,
if there's a
no.
weapon that's overpowered, you have to nerf the weapon.
Yeah.
But they don't want to. But if there's a character that's overpowered, like your character ability, you
Buff
can buff
everybody else.
Yeah, buff the shit around it. Like there's this ability in Destiny called Titan Striker,
Mm-hmm.
where you kind of like get power when you play a Titan, you get powered up with like lightning, and you just run around and like check people, and it kills them instantly. But every kill you get with it extends the length, so you can go and wipe out an entire team twice.
I wonder what a Destiny type game, but like with Titanfall would be, because I think that might be more interesting to me. Because what I like about Titanfall is that like it's a movement based.
Yeah, there's a lot
Shooter.
of like there's some good movement in Destiny, but not
Not
as
Titanfall
crazy
level.
as Titanfall. Like the fucking wall jumping and
Titanfall
like
2 is so fucking fun.
yeah,
That's the best shooter campaign I think that I've ever played.
Black Ops 1.
Titanfall 2, I think it's slightly better.
I still like Black Ops 1.
That's fair. But Titanfall 2 has fucking BT,
Yeah.
like your Robo Boy.
I like the whole setup of the Black Ops campaign though. Where
It's
it's
great.
like you stand there, you're like being interrogated and you think like, oh, I've been captured at some point, and it turns out that you were just
Captured by your own dudes because you were all fucked up.
because you got put in prison with a bunch of Russians, and then the guy who you thought was your friend who helped you escape
Wasn't
had
real.
actually tormented and conditioned your brain to kill the president.
Yeah.
And then,
the president.
yeah, and then you had a fucking flashback
You
moment
should have
where
been
you
able
met
to
him
play
and you
that.
pulled out your gun.
Tell me you wouldn't have wanted to play fucking like they did no Russian, which was like, oh, this is us making our political statement with Modern Warfare 2.
No, they didn't.
Huh?
Call of Duty's not political.
No, you're right. War's not political.
Yeah.
War's just a thing.
In no way has Call of Duty ever made a political statement.
The new one is exactly that. Ubisoft, like, oh no, we want to look edgy, but also we're not saying anything.
Yeah. White phosphorus is a kill streak.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, that was a big thing. Is like, you know how Spec Ops: The Line is
Does
like
this
all
whole
about
how it's horrible?
how
and
white phosphorus is like literally the worst thing you could do to someone.
it's like disgusting and like
and
you
then
know.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 Modern War 4
Yeah, there you go.
fucking is like, hey, did you just get 15 kills? Drop some white phosphorus on the
Oh my
enemy.
god, Jesus Christ!
But then, you know, they've also been like, hey, drop a nuke on the battlefield. You got
That's
25
fair.
kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I going to say about that? Oh yeah, they did no Russian, and that's like we wanted to cause controversy, and this is a political thing.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
that
blah.
mission's sick.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like,
It's smart.
It was the last time they tried Black Ops
Well,
and
yeah,
Modern
Modern
Warfare
Warfare
2.
3 tried to recreate it with the moment where you die, and with your daughter, but it's really lame.
Modern Warfare 2 has a fucking amazing campaign.
Yeah, it does.
Like, you do no Russian, then you do that sick mission where you're with Soap, the main
Yeah.
your character from
From
Modern Warfare 1. And then you fucking go through that, and then that's cool. And Soap is now your Captain Price.
Yeah.
And you're fucking Roach. And you're hanging out with him, and then you get to the end with Ghost. And they do the fucking turn when it's like, oh, America's the evil one, and then the Colonel Shepard kills Ghost and you, and then they throw you on in a pit and light you both on fire, and you die. That's so sick.
That was sick.
And then the final
And
mission,
it's a good follow up to Modern Warfare because
Yeah.
he becomes evil because of what happened in the first game.
yeah, and you also fucking also playing in America after the EMP goes off and killing all those Russian insurgents, also fucking sick.
Hell yeah.
Then the final part of the game when it's like you went through all this badass
throw the
bullshit
fucking-
and you're like dead on the ground, like
Yeah.
you're dying, and you're just watching I think it's Price, because you go back to playing Soap,
Yeah.
and he's like, they're just having a fucking fist, and you just aim a throwing knife right in the eye.
Hell yeah.
That's
Some
sick.
good shit.
God, Modern Warfare is such a good game.
And so Black Ops, I think, has a great campaign, but tell me it wouldn't be sick if there was a level where you shoot John F. Kennedy.
You become Lee Harvey Oswald,
No, you shoot Lee Harvey Oswald too.
or
No, because you're
you
the
try
other
and
guy.
stop the assassination.
But then
you're-
you do it.
And then you accidentally shoot Lee Harvey Oswald at the right time through the
When
back
he's on
of the
TV.
head. No, through the back of his head, and the bullet still goes and hits Kennedy.
No, because Lee Harvey Oswald was killed when they like captured him. He was on TV and somebody shot him.
Oh, is that really what happened?
Yeah. So
he
that's
was
why
gonna
people are
expose
like, oh,
them.
there's a second shooter or whatever.
I think the wildest shit in the world is what the FBI recently did. What
Which
they
one?
tweeted about
Oh,
MLK,
fuck, yeah.
and it's like
They tried to kill him.
I thought
They encouraged him to kill himself.
I think they didn't. Aren't they like credited with killing him?
Sort of. I mean, that's a theory.
Yeah.
That's a theory because it was a different guy, but who knows? Like they could have put him up to it.
They were planning to kill him, and just another
They
dude got to him first.
had attempted to assassinate him
Yeah.
already, and they'd sent him letters telling him to kill himself.
Yeah, I don't think the Federal Bureau of the
The Federal Bureau of Control.
That's the FBC.
It's
Federal
a reference to control.
Bureau of Investigation. That's what it is, right?
Well, really, the Bureau of Normalcy. Also, another reference to a different thing.
I
you
don't
haven't seen.
fucking care. I'm trying to find what the
Yeah.
real world one.
Investigation.
Investigation. I think they should only be trying to catch people. They should definitely not be orchestrating plans. They figure them out. The CIA is the one who fucking goes out there and kills people.
Well, that CIA can't operate within the
the country.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can't
the CIA is
within
outside.
the United States.
Yeah.
That's what Sicario is about. Because they had to team up with an FBI agent to do shit.
That's what Yakuza 3 is about.
In a sense.
Fuck that game. Game's stupid.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's to be the worst game in the Yakuza series is still high praise.
But still also just be an okay game.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, it's the worst Yakuza game. That's like saying, oh, it's the worst fucking Hitchcock film.
Oh, it's like how Uncharted 3 is the worst. No, Uncharted 1 is
or the Golden Abyss.
When I think
one.
of what do you put in the main line in orders? Because for me, it's 2, 4, 3, 1.
I think I'd agree. I think like 2 and 4 are really good. I like 3 a lot, but I know it's like not quite as good.
Yeah,
like 3 has some of my favorite shit in it.
3 has also the most annoying enemies.
Yeah,
like
the
those
ending
ones that you
sucks.
kill and they get back.
The ending of 3 kind of sucks compared to the other ones.
I can't remember the ending.
Exactly.
I know that guy dies in quicksand and you have a bare knuckle brawl with him.
Yeah.
The ending of 2 also, I don't really like Uncharted does not do boss fights well.
That's fair, yeah.
Except the 1 and 4.
The very end one, you mean? Where you're
the
fencing?
one where you're fighting on the burning boat.
That's cool.
That's sick. Especially since Nadine leaves you to die. Like she's like, I got my money.
I need
a bunch
to be
of my
in the
men are
other
dead
one.
because fucking mass murderer Nathan Drake is right there who can't die.
Yeah. Lost Legacy is good too.
Is that the Nadine and Chloe one?
Nadine and Chloe, yeah. It's a good game.
I think it'd be cool to do another Uncharted game,
Yeah.
but
Different characters.
all new characters.
Oh, the daughter.
Nah, because that's still I don't like
too easy.
I think it's cool if she comes in.
Oh, yeah.
But when it's like you stick with one lineage for too long.
That's lame.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I love Sully. Sully's too old now.
Yeah.
It's fucking magical that he's still alive at the end of 4.
That's true.
Because it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
And like that man was already like 80.
Yeah.
And now he's 100. He just can't die. Your man who teaches you how to do things, you're similar to Nathan Drake. Kid picked
Sam.
off the road.
Maybe Sam?
It's Sam.
Yeah.
Sam is your Sully.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. And then maybe Kathan Drake or whatever his fucking daughter's name was.
Kathan.
What is it, like Kate?
I don't know. I want to say it's Katie or something like that.
So-
Basic white girl name.
That must be kind of fucked up also when you find out that your parents are pretty much mass murderers.
I mean,
Because she opens up, she's like trying to find out where
It's
you
like
guys
a-
were, and she opens up a cabinet that her parents were like, hey, don't go in there.
and it's got all this shit in it.
It's got it has a bunch of guns.
It has guns. It's got gold. It's got a
his-
fucking weird dagger.
Yeah, it's got his mementos.
Yeah.
So,
Every single one you collected in the game,
yeah, which is cool.
which is you. Right? Just one or
Yeah.
whatever.
But like, I don't know.
Yeah. I like Uncharted.
Uncharted's really good.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like Naughty Dog as a developer.
I like Uncharted because it's a fucking dumb action movie where impossible things happen.
I love it. It's like Indiana Jones, but a video game.
And
it's
once
good.
someone explains to you how their health system works, because the story reason, like why you the cutscene where you get like shot in the arm and it's like, oh, and he acts like it's the worst thing ever, but previously you were getting shot thousands of times.
Yeah.
You weren't getting shot. It's the bullets missing you, but your luck's running thin.
Oh.
That's why your screen becomes gray because it's looking bleak.
I've never heard that.
Really?
Because he reacts like he's taking the bullet.
Yeah, it's like something they came up with internally.
Oh.
It's like their justification for it. I think, because Neil Druckmann's always going on about like the gameplay and cutscenes should match up.
Yeah.
Like if your character is like GTA 4, if your character's like, I'm the one that hurt people, and then you go out and murder 1,000 people,
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, it's that.
Or ludonarrative dissonance.
That one. I just always forget the fucking name.
Yeah.
I think it's a really
People
good
say that
explanation.
ludonarrative dissonance is Nathan Drake having killed hundreds of people, but being a person that can talk to other people.
Not being like a husk of a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like...
But that's like the action movie thing, right? Like Indiana Jones is a multi-murderer.
Indiana
But
Jones
he
has
doesn't
murdered
kill
a
as
lot
many
less
people.
Like,
But it's a video game.
but also, and you think about it, it's mostly just him. But Indiana Jones gets in a lot of confrontations. That's like he tries to sneak around. He doesn't want to get in fights. The one like the one he fucking does murder is that man with the sword.
Oh yeah, that's great though.
Yeah, that's funny because Harrison Ford was shitting his brains out and couldn't do the actual fight scene.
He had food poisoning.
Yeah.
But also, there's the scene where he fights the guy when the airplane's spinning around.
That's not his fault. That's Marion's fault. She starts the airplane. Marion murdered that man.
He's an associate before and after.
He was just fighting him. That's if it came from the other side, that German dude would not have said anything.
I mean, yeah.
Also, did Indiana Jones duck, or was he just already on the ground?
I think he was. I don't remember. I don't know why I was going to say one or the
also,
other.
he would have been sprayed by so much blood.
Yeah.
Fucking Blake.
It should have been fucking The Shining.
Blake showed me a goddamn video of a helicopter and like just sitting on the ground and a guy walking next to it. I'm like, no. And it's he tries to duck under the tail, and his head just gets exploded off.
Holy
and
shit.
The viscera. It's from far away, but like.
And it's real?
It's real,
That's disgusting.
And the viscera of it, though, it's like Indiana Jones would be soaked. Because that was a man's whole body.
Yeah.
Also would probably have been stabbed by a bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
What else do I got here?
Oh, you know what would be...
Oh.
What?
We talked about this for very long, and I didn't realize that we hadn't actually talked about any of the things I did. Byleth. Do you want to talk about him or her for a second?
Sure.
All right, Byleth is very slow.
We played a bunch of Smash last night, and there was a couple Byleths thrown around.
I think, personally, in my opinion, that Byleth has an interesting, albeit somewhat plain, moveset that would be really fun if the character wasn't so slow and heavy.
Yeah, I think I think you said that last night. If you said that if she was faster,
I think she'd be really
a top tier.
Yeah,
I think she would be better. I don't think she'd be a top tier.
I don't know.
Unless she had Captain Falcon or like Crom or Falco speed.
Yeah, I guess, but like I'm talking like even a bit faster. I think she'd be more viable.
If she had if she played a bit more like more like Roy's speed.
Yeah, even like Roy's speed, or even like who's like a medium speed person. I don't know, like even Richter's speed. Like Richter's a little heavy, but like.
He can still run.
He can still run. Like
yeah.
he's still fast enough
Byleth
to like...
probably moves as fast as Ganondorf.
Yeah, which feels just really weird.
Yeah, and also Ganondorf, I think he's the slowest character in the game.
Is he slower than Bowser?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Bowser, when he runs, he turns into car mode. Oh. I don't know how he's moving. But he is. Ganondorf just goes this like light jog. K. Rool has like the full on fucking like sprint at you with all his hand like
right hands on the ground, monkey style.
Same with DK.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh man, that game where I got DK against Emily, that was so rough.
That was rough.
Yeah.
We were playing all random characters, and
we did a small 6-person tournament, which the bracket was a fucking nightmare.
But Ian is pretty good with, really good with DK. I'd say he's not one of your best. But
I know the theory. I just don't have practical.
Yeah,
because I've watched a ton of. Alpharad had a series where he overpowered a DK amiibo.
Oh,
it would kill with 3 hits, and he got like actual like pros to play against it, and like most of them lost.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah, it was like, and our friend Emily, who's really good as well at the game,
just has poor confidence about it.
Yeah, but
she plays against George all the time, and George is, as you were claiming last night, the best of our friends.
Yeah.
And
potentially the best in the world.
Yeah, she takes games from George all the time. It's just that when she comes over and plays against us,
she thinks
she just thinks she's going to lose. She comes in with the mentality she's going to lose. It's like how Emma can't beat you because she always is like, I'm going to lose, and he's going to be real smug dick about it.
Well, just in my defense, Emma was always a lot better than me at Smash. And then we started doing tournaments, and I started beating her more consistently, and I felt really good about myself.
Yeah, and then you talk shit.
No. That's not the order that things happen in. Then Emma started refusing to play Smash Bros. Against me, even though Ian and Chris both win against her way more than I do. But then she refused to play against me, and then I started making fun of her for refusing to play against me. Do you remember last time when you 3-stocked her and I was like, well, I guess you're not going to play against Ian anymore?
Yeah.
Like,
well, okay, she 3-stocked me and then she reverse 3-stocked me. Because I called it a warm-up and everyone was like, she's been playing all night. It's like, no, you don't get it. She hasn't played my Falco all night. And then against me, now she's like, oh yeah, this is how Ian plays. And then she destroys me because that fucking side B on Rob.
Yeah, but I
catches you from everywhere.
I'm really good at reading her as Rob. Like, even if she went back to one of the other characters who she's better with, like Villager or even Kirby, like, I think she'd probably take me. But I'm good at reading her Rob with my Richter.
Villager and Kirby just don't have the power.
Yeah,
they have the same fucking problem that like Chris was complaining about with Terry last night, where he gets Terry to 150 and he's like, I can't fucking do it.
Yeah, it's because the characters that Chris plays don't hit hard. Like,
I think that's why he was picking up Falco.
Yeah, because you can smash
Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
Yeah, my problem with Falco is I have to get those offstage kills or it's not happening.
Yeah, because I mean, if you like use somebody who hits hard, you can get Terry the fuck out of there before he hits 100.
Yeah, but Terry's recovery. Yeah,
it's not great. It's okay.
No, he can side B back to stage. Does not take away his fucking his actual recovery move. Then he can use his recovery. He literally has a fucking whoop recovery. Terry for a character that has a move where when you're over 100%, you can kill anyone who's over 60.
Is it really over 60 unless the character's heavy?
It depends on how heavy the character is. Yeah. But Buster Wolf, if you're towards the edge of the stage, out. Power Geyser, if he hits you with the absolute top of it, because it doesn't have any damage drop off. It's one giant hitbox. So you're just at over like 60 or 70 from the side of the stage, out. I think he killed me at like 40% yesterday with it.
The thing about those moves is because they're motions, and Smash isn't a game with a lot of motions, most players aren't going to be able to whip out that move in a second. I think you can
But then if you play the character enough and you only have to do that one motion once you hit over 100%, and you can spam it. There's no recharge on it. Yeah. It's just, like, George can launch. I could be at 0. George could be at 100. He launches me with it. By the time I'm back on the stage, he can already have another one ready to go.
Yeah. But
then I mean, if he wants to land,
he
can Buster Wolf me. And Buster Wolf, I think, is a grab.
It breaks shield, but I don't think it's a grab.
If it breaks shield, then it's still going to fucking kill me.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Terry. It's just that
I like Terry a lot.
Terry has, for a guy who gets a one-hit KO move.
But I mean, it's kind of the same problem that happened when they first put Ryu into 4. Like, oh, this is a character that plays a bit more like a traditional fighting game. They're going to be kind of overpowered in Smash.
But all you could do is a Hadouken, the Tatsu.
Yeah,
whatever.
But him even on a one-on-one automatically facing
and
the right way.
Yeah, but you can still. But he didn't. You had to do the inputs. And then there was a recharge time on those moves. You can't just keep spamming Hadoukens.
Yeah,
they won't be full powered.
That's just how that's the difference between Street Fighter and Fatal Fury. Yeah. Also, Fatal Fury, you can only do it when you're at a certain percentage. Yeah, like when you're at a certain health, low health, you can do more. Yeah, it's. Yeah. I'm fine with them. I like it. I'm not trying to be like to remove them from the game because you can always get around them. You can play a character with a counter and mash to it. Blake did a really funny one to George where he got. Oh no, I did it. Yeah. Where he power geysered me, but I did like my fair. Oh yeah. And it just didn't. I parried the move. Yeah. If you hit the move, it doesn't do it. Yeah. Which is weird because that doesn't happen with a lot of other moves. No, it happens to some though. Yeah. Usually if they're the same ferocity or damaging, but it didn't happen. Falco's fair is as good as a power geyser. The answer is like, I would say you just need to know when to be there and when to not be there. Whatever. Big hitbox. Yep. What else did I do? Let's just whip this out. Oh yeah, I've got a few different ones. This is another one you can kind of talk about. I don't know if you played this version of the game. I played through all of Sayonara Wild Hearts through the album arcade mode.
I did not play it like that.
You never played it yet like that yet?
No, I've just played the base game.
Okay. Album Arcade mode should have been the first playthrough, and then it's optional to do the songs individually next.
Okay.
It's so fucking good. It literally just does the entire game from start to finish. It's perfect.
And also, like, the game's not that long, so probably
you'd probably want to play it in one sitting.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, it's really good.
Just have, like, a message in the bottom left so you know, like, oh, these are separate levels, and just be like, new level.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can
Don't even let me see my score.
Yeah.
Have a hidden score for first playthrough. Have a normal...
They still have the score. But
no. Like, what I'm saying is first playthrough, show the numbers, show that what your score is. Don't tell you the ranking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you play through. I don't know if I'm getting gold or silver or whatever. I'm just performing. Yeah, and then...
Album Arcade counts as like, essentially, it's just one song with one score, though. That's the only kind of issue.
So sure, fuck it. Do it like that. And then when you go back, you can see your individual scores.
Yeah. But it's so fucking good. That game's still great. Just by the way. Mm-hmm. Not much more to say about it other than
fucking
if you have
SJW video games.
Oh, it's a game with the girl and it's about love and
I can't
bullshit.
believe the girl's a lesbian. Where's the dicks?
Ooh.
What a bitch.
People suck.
Yeah. There's a line between actual SJW pandering and just a game.
Well, it's not even like SJW pandering. Like,
well, the like fucking shitty gamer bros are like, there's a woman in the game and I can't fuck her, or she's not super hot. What is this SJW garbage? Also, she's not white,
like,
white
it's
or
ridiculous.
Asian. But like, I think Watch Dogs 2
yeah,
has some heavy pandering.
But that's more. I would say that's less like.
I think that's to fit the theme of like where you are and shit. But I'm so many times they speak to me. I'm like, I'm so annoyed.
But that's, I don't know, man. I liked Watch Dogs too.
Oh, I liked it too. Yeah. It's just the girl, the tagger girl.
I don't remember her name. It was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So she talks about like getting her message out there, but only with art, and she's like against violence, but then it's
that's like normal. That's like a thing to say.
But like it doesn't fit with what you guys are as a gang. You come in they monitor you and bring you in knowing that you're this stealth asshole who goes around and beats the shit out of normal security guards just because they work there.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of a dick. Mm-hmm. Because if it's not like you can tase them, but like tasing a man is still a fucked up thing to do.
Yeah, it's still bad.
Knocking them in the face with your weird yo-yo, because not all those people are bootlickers who are there because they're like, I think the Facebook conglomerate in this movie is good and they should be able to do what they want, and that's why I work here out of pride to protect these servers that are abusing my data. It's people who's like, I got a kid at home, man. I just need
a job.
I need a job. And then you come in, you break in, you beat the shit out of all these guards, and then they get fired the next day because they failed their job.
And that's why mine's more morally correct.
What?
Well, if I shoot them on the job and they're dead, can't get fired.
They're also insurance payout to their fucking family.
That's why I'm a better person.
I'm murdering them. Their kid's going to have a better life. Fuck.
Just kidding. Don't murder security guards. Or if you do, once again, blame it on someone else's
also,
podcast.
there's someone in your family who's a security guard.
I'm willing to take that risk. But yeah, like I said, if you do kill security guards, which we do not endorse, blame it on someone else's podcast.
Yeah. Even Ron the Rent-A-Cop from 16 did not deserve that.
Yeah. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Birds of Prey is a movie coming out that I'm really hyped for.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot of Harley Quinn trying to enjoy like a sandwich, and then she looks over and someone's pointing a gun at her, and she's like, what the fuck?
But it's really cool.
I didn't watch the trailer because I'm just going to go see the movie anyways.
Yeah, I like that they're making... Hey, it's a superhero movie written by a woman and directed by a woman.
Well, you can tell immediately with her ugly-ass outfits.
Well, ugly? Excuse me? You don't like female gays outfits? I like female gays outfits.
Female gays outfits, am I right,
I'm still okay
fellas?
with that.
Am I right, ladies?
Hell yeah.
It's fine.
It looks
I
really
just think
cool.
they look bad.
I think they look really cool.
Like, I'm not trying to be like, I think she should be in her fucking...
Gross outfit from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, where she had Daddy's little monster and a ripped up tank top so you could, like, strategically see some under boob or whatever.
Her bra.
Yeah, her bra. And then there's also the scene where she's just like... she's
just naked.
She just gets naked in front of all these boys and all the guys are like,
Huh? Hubba,
Bohemian
hubba.
Rhapsody's playing. And fucking...
Yeah.
I don't know. The best part about Suicide Squad was Will Smith.
I always say that, like, despite the writing issues, I still think Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is the
she's
standout.
she's good. I think her and Will Smith in the movie
Are the two
best parts.
Yeah, and
Also kinda
followed
like-
by Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, exactly. That fucking Aussie dickhead who he's just like,
great.
I don't believe these colors work. I'm gonna fuck with this man.
And it's so good.
And then that's how he kills Slipknot because
Yeah.
Slipknot is a punk bitch.
It's all bullshit, Slipknot. Don't listen to them.
Yeah. Oh man, I know. They've played this game on me before. So you can escape. You just got to make sure. You just have to leave upwards. And he's just like, "Gotcha, mate." And he goes up and he fucking dies.
Yeah.
Like, they were great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the.
There's parts of that movie that are good. It's
Yeah.
just, as a whole, it's not.
And then, like, we're bad guys. Fuck you.
I'm okay with we're bad guys. That makes sense. I don't think Harley Quinn thinks she's a good guy.
Yeah.
She's a murderer.
I also don't like the fucking scene with Common and the flashback.
Yeah, that was, you mean everything with the Joker in that movie?
Everything with the
except
Joker.
for when he's lying down in the pile of knives, which is arguably okay.
It's like okay, and then you can see like the baby pajamas in the corner. It's
really
supposed-
weird.
It's supposed to be like that their relationship went sour after she lost the kid.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because like they've done that a bunch of times
And
where
you know
they
what?
were about to have a kid, and then the kid's
Viola
gone.
Davis as
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller is a good casting choice.
Yeah.
Like again, there's lots of good choices in this movie. It's just not a good movie.
It's a good cast movie. Everything else sucks.
Yeah, the cast is great.
There's
some jokes are good.
99% of the cast is great. There's just that 1%.
Who don't you like?
It's fucking Jared Leto.
Oh shit. Right.
Yeah,
my brain didn't
I
work
also
for a
think
second.
they should not. I don't know what Morbius is about. I haven't seen the trailer at all,
I've seen the trailer.
but I don't think they should have cast him because he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, but
has a
who
cult
else
on an
would have
island.
played it?
Probably another actor.
But who else would have done? I think Jared Leto as weird
Jared Leto's probably
Eastern European fucking pervert vampire who's maybe a good guy.
You know, he's walking around at his fucking compound with all his cultists, making like the weird, doing like a bad. He sounds like Nico Bellic from GTA 5, going like, come here. And he
Actually,
like,
I don't think he's Eastern European in the film.
he's like coming over and he's just like lightly cutting girls' necks and sucking the blood and go like, I'm a method actor.
Yeah.
I like Robert Pattinson's take on method actors as well.
Well, they just use it. Nobody
Nobody does it to be a genuine nice person.
When they have to play a decent person, nobody's
That
a
would be
method actor.
hilarious if there's like an actor in real life who's like just a huge asshole.
And then he's like a
Like
really nice
he's like,
person.
yeah, and then like he's like, I'm fucking playing this like amazing. I'm playing like a Mr. Rogers or Tom Hanks-esque character in this movie.
Yeah.
And then he like goes to grocery stores and just like, hey, every person that you ring up in the next 30 minutes, I'm just gonna, or like, yeah,
Put it on my card.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Keaton.
I'm gonna fucking
famous asshole.
Yeah. Oh shit, is Michael Keaton a famous asshole?
Yeah, I don't think he's like a bad man, but I think he's famously kind of a dick.
Yeah. Or I think George Clooney's famously a dick, isn't he?
No, he loves playing pranks on people.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you just go to this. You go to like you just.
Did
buy
you know that
shit for
Emma
people.
Stone is Banksy? That's a fact.
What?
Yeah.
No, Bruce Green is Banksy.
No. That's the lie she came up with.
What? Okay, where is
No,
this
I'm
from?
joking. I just
Did
made
you
it
just
up.
decide that?
I pulled it out of my brain.
Okay. Emma Stone isn't Banksy. She's creatively bankrupt. She's too busy playing Asians.
Hey, she only did that once and she apologized.
Yeah, she apologized to Margaret Cho
Yeah.
while she was on stage
sorry.
making a joke about it, and she's just like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Oh God, that is Margaret Cho, right? I'm not
I
being
don't
racist.
know.
God damn it.
I don't know. You can just leave it. We don't know who it was.
No, I need to know because she's funny, and that was a really good time of her on thing.
Yeah.
Andy Schlamberg.
Andy Schlamberg. I tried to gaslight Ian into thinking that Big Daddy was That's My Boy last night.
Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh. Oh, she's great. She's
Yeah.
she's on Killing Eve. The show is
Who did I say it was? Margaret Cho. That's a completely different woman.
Completely different person.
I hope they're at least the same ethnicity.
I mean, they're both Asian. Sandra Oh's Canadian.
And Margaret Cho is a lot older.
Oh. I think you got names mixed up by accident.
I
not
did,
out of any sort of.
And also, I don't like.
You don't follow a lot of actors.
No, I don't.
So you know,
the only like TV show I watch now is Big Bang Theory.
That was so bad I didn't laugh. That was like, oh, that's funny, but also it's just disgusting.
You want to hear a dumb text I just got from my mom?
Sure.
Can you run into my store and get Solo shot glasses? The ones Maggie bought won't come apart.
Put some water on it.
I feel like it's just this is a thing. It's like I hear let me a man come over and try. But I'll go. I got to go to the grocery store anyways because I have a Christmas gift that I need to pick up.
Okay.
Yeah. Because my dad's coming and my dad lives fucking far away.
And so
I'm just gonna give him the gifts for him, his wife, and my stepbrother.
Cool.
I'm not gonna let you know who didn't get that gift.
So I also you've heard me talk a lot about Carol and Tuesday.
Yes.
So I finally finished it.
Nice. Isn't there a movie coming?
I have no idea. I think it's done.
You think
because
the
last
is over?
every episode ends with to be continued, and then the last episode ends with to be continued in your mind.
That's good.
I know. But yeah, anyway, the show ends fantastically. Like, I fucking cried. There's a beautiful moment. Again, to tell you what the point of the show is, the first half is about art needs to be from the heart, overproduced.
It can't be created by a robot.
Yeah, overproduced, like, robot stuff that's just meant for, like, general consumption, like, isn't meaningful, and people need to make things from the heart. And then the second half is about how, in a tricky, sad, devastating political climate, art needs to not only be from the heart, it needs to actually give you something to get through the real world.
It needs to be from the fart.
It needs to be thoughtful, and it needs to be caring, and it needs to help people emotionally while also being able to spread messages of peace and love and other things, and that's good for the world. And it's brilliant. It's a great fucking show.
Just like my Marvel movies.
Just like Marvel. Marvel has a lot to say about politics, like mostly Republican things, surprisingly, when you look at it.
Yeah. Iron
Man 2.
Gotta fucking
literally Ayn Rand.
Yeah, I gotta get Disney Plus for a month.
What for?
I said it last time. My sister's having brain surgery.
Oh, right.
And so she's gonna be real stupid for a bit. So she's gonna watch the lowest
common.
She can't work for like a full month.
So yeah, watch Disney movies.
So she's gonna be at home on short-term disability.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get Disney Plus. I told her like when she first was talking about getting the surgery. That's like, you should just watch the Marvel movies, because she's just gonna watch The Office 1,000 times.
Oh yeah,
she doesn't really watch movies, so I'm just like, just watch the fucking
Marvel movies.
Yeah, there's 30 of them.
Yeah,
like that's 60 hours of content. That's 10 years of movies that you can just binge. And even if you don't like some of them, it's just like, whatever. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Like, I'm gonna probably go downstairs and watch some of them with her.
Thor Ragnarok, baby.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll go down for Thor Ragnarok. I'll go down for like Captain America movies.
Yeah, all three of those are good.
Yeah, the first one's okay, but
I like the first one.
The first one's better than Iron Man 2, and they came out like the same year.
Yeah, within a year of each other. Yeah, I'd say like Iron Man 1 versus Cap 1 are the two best movies of Phase 1 that isn't the Avengers, I guess, because the Avengers is pretty good too.
Yeah, Thor 1 sucks.
Thor 1's like plain and mediocre, like fucking Incredible Hulk. It's the
problem
sucks.
that we brought up earlier.
Iron Man 2 sucks.
Also, Incredible Hulk is not really required viewing.
It sort of is.
Is it?
Is it?
I don't know, because I never watched it.
I have.
And when he just shows up in Avengers, I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I guess.
I know who the Hulk is.
I mean, you should watch it because it's bad.
Then why would no?
No, there's interesting shit.
I don't want to I don't watch bad stuff by myself.
Oh, that's fair.
I watch it with other people. Like, I would never.
Iron Man 2 is trash.
I would never have watched The Room by myself. I would have killed myself. But I watched it
by myself. I like that movie. It's funny. But I can enjoy bad things by myself.
Is Scanners considered a good movie?
Scanners is a good, weird movie.
Because I watched that with a group of people on my Discord, and I was like, this movie sucks.
Oh. No, it's good. It's like a classic.
Yeah,
It's just weird. It's like a.
Michael Ironside acting his fucking heart out while the guy next to him goes,
It's
"No,
like,
that's
it's like
not
saying
true."
like Evil Dead's bad. Like Evil Dead's meant to be goofy.
Evil Dead's
and weird.
campy.
Like it's campy. Yeah, same. Scanners is meant to be that, but for more of a body horror type situation. You know, Cronenberg, classic. Boy. But yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, did I even talk about why I was interested in Bird of Prey? I didn't. I started reading
we just
the
talked
comics.
about it, and then we talked about Suicide Squad.
Right. I started reading the comics. That's why I brought it up.
Cool.
The comics are good. I like them.
Okay.
I'm really hyped for the movie.
I hope Batman. I know that Suicide Squad kind of set up that it was Batfleck at the end,
They won't show Batman.
but
There is a reference to Batman.
I think if they're going to go forward with this Harley Quinn and Birds of Prey shit,
Yeah.
I would like them to have them referenced in the new Batman movie, the Robert Pattinson one.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. That's hard. Like I get what you mean.
Do
But
they?
like,
Do we have an idea who the villain for the Robert Pattinson Batman
there's
movie
a
is?
lot of villains in it. I'm thinking it's going to be
Really?
like a year one or Long Halloween type situation.
So where there's
it's more
one
of a
main
mystery.
villain, but we're going to see everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think Long Halloween would be a really smart adaptation to do, because Long Halloween is like there's a killer murdering people on holidays, but it's not Calendar Man. So it's like you go to all the villains and you try to talk to them and investigate. It's like a new character. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
I think it would be interesting to.
Hush is also very similar to that.
Yeah, so there's my point that I was going to make. I think they should do a villain that hasn't been done in a movie yet.
Yeah.
Because there's comic book villains for Batman that are huge, that that all the people who read the comics know, but have never been touched in a movie because they're not the Riddler, Joker, Two-Face, or the Penguin.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They also haven't done the Penguin in a long time.
Yeah, they've only done them in 1992.
And it sucks that we have to recast Danny DeVito because there is no one who can play the Penguin. Let's get Patton Oswalt to be the Penguin.
No, it's Colin Farrell.
It's Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of want a big fat dude.
Yeah. Penguin's not always one.
Well,
that's
Patton
like that,
Oswalt did a parody of the Penguin in the College Humor Batman sketches, and he was really funny. It was the one where it's like that we go. You know how like in the Dark Knight movies, he's like they still go Batman doesn't kill people, but he like throws people off buildings, and like he has those gauntlets where he just stabs the shit out of people.
The Riddler one I remember is like what comes out of a gun? Injustice.
Injustice, helicopters. But then but the Penguin one is he just snaps a man's neck, and Jim Gordon and the Penguin are like, whoa, what the fuck? And then a dude like pops into the room while he's monologuing about not killing people, and he just picks up a shotgun and shoots him point blank. He's like, he's napping. He's just resting there. Let's get Pete Holmes in a Batman movie.
Yeah, just as a cameo.
Yeah, a cameo. He's like another cop who works at the police station.
Yeah.
He like gives Jim Gordon like a file at one point. Who's who's the
new Gordon?
Yeah.
Because in Justice League it was J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
I don't know why he got so jacked for that movie. Like he's just in the fucking outfit.
Yeah.
Like Gordon doesn't need to be jacked.
Yeah, he wears a fucking
He wears a coat.
He wears a beige trench coat.
He doesn't literally fight crime.
Yeah.
He's a policeman.
He's a detective.
He's a fucking commissioner. Like he's not even a detective.
He was a detective.
He was.
Yeah, like in Batman Begins, he's a detective, and then in Dark Knight, he's commissioner. I think Gary Oldman was
good choice.
Really fucking good.
The new one is I think it's what's that guy's name?
Adam Sandler.
No, it's Jeff. Is it Jeffrey Combs? Is that it? I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. It's gonna be.
Oh man, if they do a year one, there's got to be a new Selena Kyle. No, they cast that.
Yeah, it's Zoe Kravitz. I think.
Zoe Kravitz. Who did the voice of Mary Jane in Spider-Verse?
It's that was Regina King.
Regina King.
Yeah, who is he's from she's in If Beale Street Could Talk, and she's the lead in the Watchmen HBO show. It's Jeffrey Wright. Jeffrey Wright is the new.
Can you turn your phone around because I don't know who that is?
Jeffrey Wright. There's a photo of him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we're replacing all the white characters.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah,
there is no way. There is in no way if I ever hear someone say Jim Gordon's white. Why?
Why?
Why does he have to be white?
He doesn't.
The only implication
Then
If you want to be, it's okay.
literally, then the only issue, and I don't think this is a big issue at all, is you have to find somebody to play Batgirl.
Batgirl also has to
/
become
Oracle.
black. Zoe Kravitz is fucking Gotham. No, I don't want to go.
What?
Like, I feel like I'm just gonna sound like a racist.
What?
Everyone in Gotham is black except for Bruce Wayne, and that's why there's such a. The one white guy is rich as fuck.
Yeah,
And Commissioner Gordon's just
and
this
he
lovely
fights
police
crime,
officer.
and that's really rough. There's something upsetting about it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the old rich white guy is beating up all these black people.
They need to have a bunch of fucking white villains now.
Oh shit! Now
Yeah.
everybody's white. That's a villain. But then all the normal people and all the cops are black. That's okay. We can get away with this.
Yeah,
guy.
that's why they don't have a lot of money.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, Birds of Prey is sick. It's fucking Black Canary and Oracle in the comics, and then they added Huntress and you know. And in the movie, there's no Oracle, but they've got Cassandra Cain, who's very different, but was a Batgirl in the comics.
Do you think people would be pissed off if they if they have Dick Grayson show up and it's like an Asian kid?
No, dude, you could get anybody to play Dick Grayson. They just have to have
It's
a
a
fucking
child.
good ass.
Also-
oh, you mean as a kid?
Oh, as an adult, he has to have a
Nightwing.
good ass and he has to be hot.
Yeah, but I mean good ass.
Yeah.
If you, like that's the thing with Titans. Like
that's
they didn't show his ass. Like fuck. I
That's
need
the
to see
thing
it.
with Dick Grayson. He has to be hot.
Yeah.
Like that. All the
And
rest
charming.
of them, all the rest of them can just be jacked. Like Jason Todd can just be like some jacked like normal looking dude. But Dick Grayson has to be hot because he fucking
Grayson the comic.
He fucks
Midnighter who is essentially Batman, but he does crimes and like he's more of a mercenary. Like he does whatever.
Yeah.
And he's
He'll
gay. He recognizes because Dick Grayson, he's a spy and he's got something that like hides his face.
Yeah.
Like it's like a microchip or whatever that blurs his face to everybody.
He recognizes him by his ass. Like in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yes, one.
One? Nah.
Yeah, he recognizes Meryl by her butt.
Yeah.
But yeah. Nice butt.
That's supple.
Look at that butt.
Yeah.
I'm dummy thick.
Snake is also dummy thick.
Everybody in Metal Gear that's a named character
I
is
think
dummy.
If they made a Metal Gear movie,
yeah,
but played it totally straight,
it'd be weird.
I would love it. I don't even like Metal Gear that much.
They're making that Metal Gear Solid movie.
Man,
It's from the director of Kings of Summer and Kong Skull Island.
Just I want remasters of old games because I desperately want to go play Metal Gear Solid 3. But
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with those controls.
Subsistence.
What?
The Subsistence version has the improved controls.
Okay, then maybe I'll go play that because every single time.
Do you still have your PS3 or no?
I never had a PS3.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Because I have the entire Metal Gear Solid collection on PS3.
But like, have you ever seen that video of the Russian guy crying at the end of Metal Gear Solid 3?
I think so.
Where it's like that monologue of how the boss she went down looking like a terrorist so that she could save like the world.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, she's a monster, but she did it so that you could like live and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then then you like listen back to Snake Eater and the whole song just describes her like motives throughout the game. It's like, oh my God. Oh shit.
I'm still in a dream.
Yeah.
Snake Eater.
But then like, it's like literally just this Russian guy, like he was streaming the game.
Bawling his
going
fucking eyes out.
Like he can't take it.
That's so funny.
And then the fucking resolute salute Snake does to the grave that just says the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can go play Metal Gear Solid 2 and just have them go, the memes, Raiden, the memes.
Man, MGS2 is really interesting. It takes more risks.
Yeah. Well, it's because the whole time you thought the kernel was real and it's just a hologram.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
La la li la lo. And then they fuck it up in 4 by telling you who the fucking Patriots are, and it's like all the nice people from 3, and you're like, oh, I don't buy that.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
And then they fuck it up in 5 because 5's just a shit game.
Well, 5, there's stuff that 5 does that works. It's just not
George's
all of it does.
rage against
I know,
5
that was
is
so
fucking funny.
It's so funny because it's about arguably what I think is the good part of 5, which is the gameplay.
Yeah, it's just that he
Like how wide it is.
he had a controller malfunction and he
Yeah.
fucked it up. So
Yeah.
it's like all on him. But the frustrating
so
thing
mad.
is that he
You have to
tried to do it
repeat.
again.
Yeah.
And there's no checkpoints, so he had to restart the whole mission.
Yeah. That's a Tony Hawk problem, too.
What do you mean?
You know how Tony Hawk games, like you'll get to the end of like a multi-stage thing and have to repeat it?
No, what?
You've never had that happen in a Tony Hawk game?
No.
Are you peeing?
No, I gotta...
All right. And we're back from our 5-minute break. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was only 1 second for you guys. Hell yeah. But yeah, I got a couple more things to talk about. Hope you don't mind. Kentucky Route Zero TV edition came out.
Like what? Like the console version, or?
Yeah. It's the console version. If you aren't aware of what Kentucky Route Zero is, it is an indie sort of point and click adventure game that's choice based. That's very stylized, sort of inspired by like Lynchian type stuff. And you're a truck.
Why do you want me lynched?
No, I love David Lynch, but it's a David Lynch inspired type thing. You're a truck driver in Kentucky. You need to make a delivery to this address, and you find out that you need to take Kentucky Route Zero.
Ooh.
And it's very like sort of magical realism.
It's the Castle Run.
It's like it's like sort of this like weird fake like there's this sort of old TV aesthetic, and you need to like. There's just creepy, weird shit that's somewhat supernatural. Yeah. It's fascinating. It's really interesting. So it's a 5-act thing. The last act came out in January along with this console version that had everything. The first act came out in 2013. So I'd been interested in this game.
Been a long time.
It's a 7-year development for the entire full version of the game.
Sick.
There's 5 acts, and I think there's like 5 interludes to go with them in between. Okay. And so, like, it's really interesting. It's got such a great, like, visual style to it. It's really cool. I'd highly recommend it to anybody who likes weird shit. It's like a point-and-click adventure game. It's more about story and, like, atmosphere than it is about gameplay, but it's really good. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of go around a world map and, like, you just sort of experience things. Like, if you just kind of explore around, you can find little moments that aren't, like, the advancement of the story. It's really neat. I love it. I've only done the first 2 acts so far, but I'm really excited to see more of it.
That's good.
And finally, now I know I often make the joke, oh, don't promote other podcasts on my podcast. Don't promote other YouTube channels on my YouTube. It's a bit. I'm fine with promoting other people.
Yeah.
And so here's what I'm going to do. Did you watch Cracked back in the day?
No, I did not.
Okay. At Cracked, there were a few people there, and a lot of them have gone on after Cracked like stopped their video side, like they laid off a bunch of people.
Yeah. And
so a couple of my favorite people there were Katie Stoll and Cody Johnston, and they have a YouTube channel called Some More News, which is a sort of comedic, sarcastic news show that sort of reports on day-to-day stuff. It's very interesting, very political. I'd love to make something like that, but right now I just like it from afar.
Emma didn't react to my Blastoise thing.
Okay. Anyway, so they do this YouTube channel, but they also have this podcast with another former Cracked person who's become a journalist named Robert Evans.
Is he related to Chris?
Unconfirmed. But but anyway, they have this podcast called Worst Year Ever that's about the 2020 election. They started it in late September. And they do... So the first several episodes were about all the different Democratic candidates and what news places you can trust in 2020. Mm-hmm. And then their first big episode that was like a highly researched, scripted, like edited podcast was a 2-parter that I highly recommend to anybody. And it's called, Worst Year Ever. There's part 1 and part 2. How the furries fought the Nazis and won. And it talks about how in the furry community... because they're extremely online, they kind of got to see this sort of alt-rightening of in the mainstream, like earlier than it came out in the mainstream.
Yeah,
area.
there was like furries who dressed up with like swastikas and shit
like that, yeah. Right?
Remove those people from the scene.
Exactly. And so
same with there's also shit like that in like the punk scene, because skinheads used to be a huge part of it, and there used to be huge bands that were just fucking skinheads.
Yeah.
And then now that shit happens, and those people are removed,
immediately seen and like taken out. And like, obviously, there's like movies like Green Room that are totally about that.
Yeah, it's like you do not engage with them, and if they try and start shit, it's like, oh no, everyone's against you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, and there was like punk lace code too, is another thing that's interesting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is sort of about the furry community, and so It's talking about how, like, you know, around Gamergate, like the gamer community saw like this high like level
With
of
a bunch
Nazi
of people
shit.
throwing around the word feminazi.
And just some gross people coming out here. And like, and again, that was also
And they
big-
stopped calling them feminazis because those people made the decision in their head.
Oh no,
Nazis aren't
I'm the
that bad.
Nazi, and I like that.
Yeah, they were like, ooh, actually, I have some Nazi ideals. Maybe Nazis aren't that bad, so let's just call them SJW cunts.
Exactly. And so in the furry community, all of that was like very big because the furry community being mostly like kind of lonely
LGBT,
outcasts, a lot of LGBT people,
yeah.
but also mostly white men demographically in the furry community. Obviously, that doesn't mean they're all white men, but there again, lots of people that feel ostracized, a lot of people that are very like vulnerable to that sort of like cult like or you know, white supremacist ideals that sort of got caught up in this, like when bad actors came into the community to sort of promote that shit that were gross people. Yeah.
You know what's wild? I saw this one post on Tumblr about how imagine being with someone and loving them with your whole heart, and then you find out they go on 4chan. You're like with this person, and then you find out they're secretly a psychopath because they go on this website where they just breed hatred. And then someone replies with this fucking picture of a frog, and it just goes slurp, slurp. And the next person's like, yo, that water good? And the frog's like, slurp, fuck yeah.
I mean, yeah, 4chan's weird because it absolutely is like the location
Yeah.
of where hateful people are. But
No, but only certain boards. That's the thing about 4chan. It's a forum.
Yeah.
You can go to the anime thread and look at see dudes who are talking about how lollies are legal, and then you also find the guys who are talking about how like Shinichiro Watanabe is the greatest thing to ever happen to anime. Like you get the art discussion, you get the degenerate discussion. It's just a wide variety. You get the same shit on Tumblr and Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah, but I would say 4chan does have definitely got way more of a Nazi problem than a lot of the other websites.
4chan has like a lot more like hackers and like kids who are into tech stuff and do a little more like illegal things with their computer and breed that inside. But then there's also people who go there just to talk and like make memes. Like if you go on this is also how the internet.
Well, I think 4chan is just sort of a more extreme Reddit, and I think Reddit has a Nazi problem.
Yeah.
So,
Well, 4chan's hilarious though because they used to have a GIF board.
Yeah.
They still have the GIF board, but everyone just started posting porn GIFs. So now you go to GIF if you want to go look at GIF. If you go to like 4chan./GIF, it's nothing but porn.
yeah.
But if you search 4chan.com or whatever, .net, whatever the fuck it is.
I don't know.
I think it's a .com. And just search and just like /WSG, you get WorkSafe GIF. Because GIF existed and then too many people posted porn on it. So
Nowhere
like,
near as funny as the two famous Reddit ones, though.
Which ones?
Well, there's
Oh, is
Reddit
that trees?
/trees, which was all about pot. So then reddit.com/r/marijuana enthusiasts is all trees.
Yeah.
And then finally reddit.com/r/potato salad is all John Cena. And so reddit.com/r/John Cena is all potato salad.
Why? That one I don't get.
Because the John Cena people don't like John Cena and they call him bland like potato salad.
Okay.
And so then potato salad is a meme about John Cena, so it's all John Cena in there. But then people who like potato salad who don't know shit about John Cena were like,
Yeah.
why is there all this John Cena on
I like
potato
John
salad?
Cena as a human being.
I do too. I just don't think he's an interesting character.
His wrestling, his character is he's fucking how movies portray Superman.
Yeah.
He comes in, he wins because of course he does.
Or just bad Superman comic books.
He's always beating up heels.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was first watching wrestling, his whole rivalry was with Edge. It's like, yeah, of course, the Canadian heel, the small dude who cheats because he's small, but he's an asshole and he knows it. And that's
Oh, you mean Patrick Boivin?
Patrick Boivin?
Boivin?
Boivin? Oh man, that dude's so crazy as
That
well.
guy's fucked up.
Yeah.
But
Except I do relate to him on like one mind goblin thing.
yeah.
You get a consumable and you're in a game, you're like, I'll save it for when the big bad hits. And then the
Everybody's
big bad
like that.
shows up.
No, that's a normal one.
No, it's definitely not because there's people who like coast through Dark Souls because they're just like
Constantly using items.
of course I'm going to use the item that gives me extra power. This is a hard fight. Why would I not? It's like, but what if there's a harder fight? And what if I don't get this item back?
I think a lot of people are more like that. I think his other weird shit's really weird.
Oh yeah. Like
Way out there.
his fucking paranoia that it's like someone out there is licking my food before I touch it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But But yeah, man.
Or he doesn't understand, like on last week's Castle Super Beast, he talked about, Wooly talked about some board game he played, which sounds interesting, where it's like a book. This sounds like up your alley.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a book where you're like in the future and you have to create your own slang.
Okay.
So like you create this scenario where they give you like prompts, like the one that he used as an example was your truckers on Mars.
Okay.
So you use slang to like figure out what your job, like something about your job,
like
and
a trucker.
You use it in conversation, and then you have to figure out how the story that you created with the slang ends. But it's like a game where they give you prompts and then you improv, and it's all imagination. And Pat's just going there like, that's dumb.
That's very D&D.
Why? What? Yeah, and he talked about how he ruined a D&D session.
Oh my god!
Like he went on. He was like, "Wow, this party is doing some bullshit." They were at like an event in there, and he went off and did his own thing. Met like a pivotal character, like
killed him.
And the guy was like, "You just ruined our whole campaign." And he's like, "What do you mean? It's make believe. Just come up with something else. Make a different character." Replace that character that I killed with someone else. And he's just like, no, it's never going to work again.
Yeah.
So he's just sitting there like, if I have to come up with my own thing and you're not going to fully use your imagination because I ruined your thing with my imagination.
Well, okay, on the one hand, yeah, you could come up with something else to replace it, but you have to do it in the moment. And the other thing you might have been really proud of as being a good story.
I just feel like I'm accidentally going to ruin our D&D campaign with some bullshit like that.
Our first Blake two sessions are going to be with fucking like the pre-made campaign before we start doing mine.
It's or fucking Blake's thing where he's like trying to fuck everything. He's going to seduce the.
I don't know. He said he's not going to be that guy, but he's going to be that guy sometimes.
Yeah, or whenever Emily talks once, he's going to be like, "Well, Emily's character."
Yeah,
and I was like, you guys are gonna have to role play hitting on each other with George right there.
So, can I spoil something lightly for you about her backstory?
Yeah, sure.
So she was engaged to be married, and why she's out here is because she wants to make up for how she fucked that guy. Like she accidentally, like, she's communing with Satan. And her voice.
She's like a warlock, right?
Yeah. So the voices in her head made her stab her husband, and now she's like out wandering the world looking for redemption to become a better person, so that
she has schizophrenia.
So that he'll forgive her.
She has schizophrenia.
Sort of.
The voice is in her head, and she thinks it's Satan.
No.
So once again, the magic in your body is causing you to believe in a godlike figure that doesn't actually exist. It's just your weird, fucked up brain.
All right, Ian. So that's like the situation. So I think that's really funny because literally he picked the only character to hit on in the group that has like any romantic past.
Yeah.
In the backstories, which I think is very funny.
Yeah, I just like trees.
Yeah, you're a fucking weirdo.
I speak for the trees.
I'm the Lorax. So many of you have lived in the forest.
Yeah,
for some time.
Because the forest is sick.
You, George, and Blake have all lived in the forest at one point in your life.
Yeah.
In your backstory, which I think is funny.
And Emily has stepped into the forest, and
I'm sure she's been there.
Yeah, but she doesn't live there.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't know the scene.
I think she's more. She doesn't know the scene. She's new to this whole forest punk game.
Yeah.
She doesn't know lace code
Root
yet.
punk. I don't even know fucking lace code, man. This shit's old.
Like, no, but it's like lace for like your fucking armor. Like, it's not like for shoes.
Oh man.
Now, if you have
that's why punks wore those fucking boots that went so high, so they could fucking tell you
what the lace code was. Yeah,
just whole stories instead of just one simple thing.
Yeah, like white means you're a white supremacist. Red means you're a Nazi. In lace code,
I just like the color red. Fuck.
I think blue means you've killed a cop.
Sure. I don't
punk,
know.
baby.
Old punk.
Cool punk.
Hey, fuck you.
Hey. I don't know, man. If people were walking around in punk things and they're like, yeah, man, this is how many cops I've killed, I'd be like, that's fucking sick, dude.
No.
There's something very cool about that.
There's something very cool about killing a police officer.
In a sense.
Not all cops.
I mean, you know.
Not all men.
Yes, all cops. Yes, all men.
Whatever.
Anyway, so How the Furries Fought the Nuts Season 1 is a very good podcast by Worst Year Ever, and you should check it out. It's really interesting. It's informative. But what I was getting at is they have interviews about specifically one event that was like a big key event in this whole like Nazis infiltrating the furry fandom / alt-right shit coming out. And it's that in 2014 or 2015, Midwest Fur Fest, and you may not have heard about this, was attacked with a chlorine chemical weapon. Chlorine gas bomb by somebody who was possibly within the fandom, and tons of people got injured. I think a few people died. Really fucked up situation. And the cops and the media just barely paid attention to it because it was about furries, which is really fucked.
Yeah.
Because it's like probably one of the biggest chemical weapons attacks on U.S. soil. Like, it's a really fucked up situation. And so since then, you kind of get to talk, you get to hear from people who were there, but you also get to hear about people who since have been working heavily within like online situations to remove sort of bad actors from within the group, and like sort of a furry Antifa.
Antifa's a terrorist group, Nathan.
Really?
Yeah, because Donald Trump said so.
Well, you know, if Donald Trump says it, that definitely means it's true.
Yeah, that man has never lied once in his life.
Yeah.
Why do you think his hair is gold? Because he was rewarded from God from being so truthful.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why he still has hair as well. He was never bald. Did you know
that Donald Trump had like, here's a new one that I've heard that's really fucked up, that's surprising that he's not in jail, is in the 80s, one of the condo buildings that he owned, there was a massive scandal because, and this is true, he refused to let black people live there.
Because it was the 80s.
Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. But no, that was still a crime in the 80s. Like, you couldn't do that. That wasn't allowed.
Yeah, but he had money. So
yeah.
He probably just paid
so
off
he got
some
away
judge.
with it.
And he was
he had a good lawyer.
Yeah, he had OJ's lawyer. He had Robert Kardashian.
I think he did. I think he had somebody like that.
Robert Kardashian's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Also, because his family sucks.
I mean, he's not with them.
Except for his sons.
I don't know anything about them to say whether or not they are or aren't good people.
I know enough, but like the daughters.
I don't think they're necessarily terrible people. I just think
they breed terribleness.
Yeah,
like,
I think they represent this sort of
Kylie Jenner going like, we all need to stop using plastic and like we should care about the environment. Excuse me 1 second, I have to go to Milan real quick on my private jet.
Yeah, it's just this sort of thing where it's like they're not terrible people in any sense, but it's America's obsession with people who have great wealth and flaunt it. Yeah. And it's like,
which is why influencers are popping up and a bunch of kids who are just like, I need to have Gucci.
Yeah, it's this thing where it's like
hype beasts are everywhere.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. And hype beasts will have worn like these brands that weren't high fucking super designer. Like fucking Supreme was like this weird skate brand. Thrasher, Champion, these were all like
Champion was the fucking like ugly brand that it's like no one wore Champion in the 90s.
Yeah, or even in the
poor
fucking
rappers wore
mid-2000s.
fucking Champion, and then they were
it was literally like, oh, if you went to your fucking hockey game, you could buy Champion because it was cheap, shitty clothes that you could wear under your hockey pads or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm. It was nothing, and then fucking like Champion got huge, Stussy got huge.
Yeah, like all these fucking brands that weren't designer.
They're now super expensive, but then also they still don't look good.
Yeah, they're like this like sort of like
Supreme is just a fucking white shirt with a red block with white Supreme written on it.
It was cool when it was like a weird sort of punk-esque skater brand.
They were all cool when they were skater brands.
Yeah.
I don't even want to throw punk in there because alternative hip hop is also really good for skating.
Yeah.
Like in the 90s, it was like pop punk, and
I still associate like pop punk and ska with skateboarding.
Yeah, of course, because of Tony Hawk and Goldfinger. Yeah. But then Tony Hawk like is a good like shows like what skating
in a sense.
Yeah. So like the first 4 Tony Hawk games, 1 to 3 is competition skating.
Yeah.
It's all about going into tournaments and fucking placing and like doing these short little like timed sections around like an open world thing to pick up items.
Yeah.
Just to make it more, to gamify it.
And then 4 onwards was like street skating.
4 like put more street skating and put goals given to you by random civilians. Pretty much a kid skateboarding around going like, hey man, that's cool. Can you do a kickflip down the stairs? And they'd be like,
can you skate on this fucking giant statue?
Can you show Kenny's true feelings real quick?
Yeah.
And then Underground was like, no, we're gonna fucking
Story
Lords
mode.
of Dogtown
Yeah,
this.
like in a weird way.
And then that's when they threw in a
fun.
lot more hip hop, like
That's true.
and like alternative hip hop
And then the skate
rap.
games are very hip hop heavy.
or shit. Yeah, but that's like, I said shit, but they are the shit. They're really good.
Yeah.
And hip hop kind of owns the scene more now.
Yeah, it's true.
Like it's there's a lot more like skating. I think is on the down again.
It's yeah. I think it's like kind of the last couple of years it was on the way up again after being down for a long time.
Yeah, it was like you can also look at it from the quality of the video games. Tony Hawk up. Then it kind of went back down when and then
when people were getting Tony Hawk burnout.
and then Skate 3 kind of went back up again. Rob Dyrdek was around. He was popping off on fucking MTV and making skating popular again.
Yeah, in the early 2010s, but then by the mid 2010s it was down again,
and then
I think the late 2010s.
There was
again.
Robin Big, which is a really fun show.
But
about
isn't that late 2000s?
Yeah, but it kind of bled into the 2010s, like that the hype of that. And then he was like, "Here's the Fantasy Factory," and it's like, "Oh shit, you're just fucking rich."
Yeah.
And he like manufactures like a street skating setup, and then he did silly stuff. It was like low tier.
And now he's on Ridiculousness,
which is
the
just
bad version of Tosh.0,
and Tosh.0
already bad show.
I like Tosh.0.
I don't.
I don't like it anymore. I liked it at the beginning because that was when it was harder to find weird shit on the internet.
Tosh.0 is just Ray William Johnson, but
and then Ray William Johnson was just Web Soup.
That's true, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Like, so yeah, skateboarding.
Yeah,
Sick.
skateboarding school.
Yeah, it's a real good breeding ground for culture.
I think I love skateboarding because at times it's really cool, and at other times it's kind of funny.
Skaters
In an
were like the
uncool way.
original, like what like fucking kid influences were like what skaters were.
Yeah.
Like Bam Margera got a fucking contract with
Jackass.
Element at 12 years old.
Wow, really?
And then Brandon Novak, his like best friend, was like 2 years older than him, also on the same shit. But like Bam got like really fucked up with like he's like a huge alcoholic.
Yeah.
Probably got fucked up with coke a lot.
And
but
Jackass.
Brandon Novak, he has a book called Dream Seller. And it's about his like how he just got addicted to heroin. He was like on the rise, and then he like just had the hardest fall. Bam was there for him a lot, and then like he eventually got better. But now the fucking thing is, Bam's all fucked up,
Yeah.
and Novak won't talk to him
Jesus.
because it just makes him bad. Fucking love that story of that, especially since Novak, like, he's there at Viva La Bam. He's in Jackass. He was on Bam's fucking marriage show. Bam had a show called Bam's Unholy Union. It was getting married.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like they were already breaking up before. They just had a TV deal, so they had to have a fake like
Marriage.
yeah.
That's funny.
His ex-wife equated it to him being like, yeah, I was getting paid like $500,000 an episode to just fuck him. Yeah.
Damn. Would you bet? This is a question for everybody out there. If you were getting paid $500,000 a week to pretend to be dating and have sex with your ex, would you do it?
Sure, because there's no ex.
Yeah, that's why I said this is more for the ether, because I know you haven't had any relationships.
Well, I haven't had one in like a long time.
Yeah.
And then that was also like a child, like a
That was
kid
a childhoodish
relationship.
one, yeah.
It was like I was like 14 or 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, man, being single's cool, and it's hard to date.
whatever.
What?
I don't
Alright.
care. It's not a topic I like to talk about.
That's fair. I didn't mean
because
to.
no, it's fine. But for a lot of money, I'd do anything.
Yeah.
Also, it's just fake acting like you like
Yeah.
a person, and then maybe you don't hate them. Maybe you can
Yeah.
still just have fun and talk to them.
I would pretend to date somebody I hate even for $500,000 a week. I'm a whore. For that kind of money, I'm a whore.
Spit on me fucking every 5 minutes. I don't
Yeah.
care, but give me $500,000 a week. Yeah.
Fucking hell yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'd
do that.
I love the pictures where it's like someone asked like a dumbass. Like I saw one where it was about fan fiction. It was like, have a machine that spits out like hyper specific fan fiction that your brain wants, or have $20 million.
$20 million.
Yeah, but say you still wanted that machine. If someone replied with the Simpsons Homer going like, money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Yeah.
Oh, $20. I wanted a peanut. $20 can get you many peanuts. How? Money can be exchanged for goods and services. So yeah. Or you know what's a fucked up one?
What?
I hate that I do it, but you ever see the picture of the small dog? And it's like, would you step on the dog
for $100 billion?
Yeah.
Yes,
I would. And then guess what? With my guilt, I'm gonna go adopt every fucking dog in the goddamn world.
Yeah,
because I love dogs.
I'm again, $100 billion could possibly buy the cure for death, as far as I'm aware.
I will. So that dog, I will step on it. Actually, I love to be the asshole about it. It's like, you said step on the dog? Okay.
Yeah, and then if it was like kill the dog for it, I probably for $100 billion, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it. I 1,000% would do it. It's $100 billion.
Yeah, I would.
And then I'd meet Jeff Bezos and kill him.
I'd meet Jeff Bezos
by Audible.
I would meet Jeff Bezos. I would seduce him.
No,
I would marry him. I'd kill him in his sleep.
We've seen his dick.
Hey man.
It's
for a
gross.
couple $1 billion and to ruin
But if I already have $100 billion, I don't need his $300
Yeah, but
billion.
now I'm rich, so automatically my brain's now fucked up and I greed and want more.
I would, like, dude, with $100 billion, it'd be so fucking nice, dude.
Billionaires don't have a proper human consciousness.
They don't. And that's why if I just got it somehow, I'd do so much shit with that. That'd be sick.
I would take 51 million, arguably only 0.05% of my wealth, probably less, and I'd go to Flint, Michigan.
And solve that problem.
And I'd fix that problem. I would fucking just go around and I'd fix a bunch of areas.
Issues.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I would do my best to not gentrify
donate so much money to fucking Bernie Sanders.
Oh man, I would give.
I know he doesn't take money from billionaires, but I would give him so much money.
I would give him $10 billion. No, I don't think he takes money from billionaires because he doesn't want to
be tainted. Yeah,
those billionaires are like, take my money and then listen to me.
Yeah,
I would be like, Bernie, take my money, do what you must.
Yeah,
I have no political leanings in your country.
Yeah.
I just hate Donald Trump.
Well, I have a lot of American political leanings because I pay attention to it a lot. But
unfortunately, I do as well. My mom acts like she knows more than me all the time.
It's
though.
So exciting. Like here, it's so you get 2 months of campaigning and nothing really interesting happens, and it's hard to tell people's because in Canada, everybody kind of knows what's like how to be a decent person. So everybody lies, and they lie and they say things that are just right. And like they're, it's not super exciting.
Yeah, you're like, I think in your head, out externally, you're like, I think everyone should have equal rights. And then you go home and you're like, man, I love the Conservative Party.
Yeah. No, but like,
I love how Doug Ford has created a bigger deficit despite the fact that he was a drain the swamp candidate and fucked everything up.
Yeah. Also, I mean, the Conservative Party does like have a lot of bad actors in it, but up until like this most recent one, they still said the right things.
But then they also have like candidates who are like, I'm friends with people who hate gays, and it's like, hey, why
are you here?
Why? Yeah.
Or
why are you trying to represent the country when you
Andrew Scheer was so ridiculous. I'm surprised he got any fucking votes in this.
He felt fine. It's just that he was like one of those stupid white dudes.
But the second you like do any research on him, you'll find he wasn't pro-life, but he was like, I'm just not going to put any fucking he wasn't pro-choice.
He won't say he said he
was like, I won't put any legislation in, but I don't think people should have abortions.
The best thing he said was that it's a solved issue.
Yeah, but again, he said he didn't say, obviously it's a woman's right to choose, but I personally wouldn't. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah.
He said, I don't think anybody should, but I'm not going to do anything about it, which is a far more fucked up position to be in. He also said that because he was Christian, he wouldn't go to gay pride parades.
And then Trudeau's out there.
Trudeau goes all the time. And again,
Trudeau
I don't think Trudeau's a good dude.
I think
he's a kind of a piece of shit because I think he's just a trickster who says what other people want. That doesn't actually like follow through.
Isn't that all Paul? He actually has followed through with a lot of things he said he would do.
I mean, sort of, but
we got legal weed.
That's it.
And then they fucking bungled the system so hard that everyone was still buying it illegally.
In Ontario.
Yeah.
Like Kathleen Wynn's idea was dumb, but then Doug Ford's doing it in a different dumb way.
Kathleen Wynne, I think she was really cool to increase the minimum wage. I think she did it horribly, though.
Yeah.
It went from $11.40 to $14.25.
And then they were like, in another year, it'll be $15.25.
Yeah, which it didn't because she lost the election.
Yeah.
So now it's at 14, but like...
It should have increased gradually the whole time.
Yeah, it should have been a 5-year plan where
Yeah.
it starts at $11.40 and then in 5 years it'll be at $15.
Yeah, because if you do it gradually over time, if you set up one that does that, then that's like kind of future proof. It's also like makes sense.
I was out of a minimum wage job when like I moved on to where I currently work when this happened. But like I went back to my to like where I used to work because my mom still works there, and I would like go grocery shopping and I'd talk to the guys and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm getting no hours anymore."
Yeah,
despite the fact that we're understaffed because they've let go a bunch of people because
I've been saying for years that minimum wage needs to be a fucking yearly number, not an hourly number. Excuse me.
Like, what do you mean?
Well, like if minimum
like
wage,
a salary?
Yeah, minimum wage is the idea that like this is the minimum you can get to be able to like live, right? Like this is the minimum,
which is an
you
amount
need to
they
be
made when 20 years ago,
right? And like that's why
11.25 was passable.
Yeah, and again, it's been going up. Like it was before we entered the workforce. Like it became
it was $9,
$11.25, but before like a couple years before, it was like $9 or $8. Yeah. Like it needs to consistently be going up with the times. That's just a fact of how minimum wage works. But like the problem is in the modern age, like minimum wage the concept of it was invented when all jobs were roughly 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Right. And now most jobs aren't. The majority of jobs are part-time. And so if you're working minimum wage, and minimum wage is meant to be the minimum amount you can make to be able to live and like have food, shelter, and like, you know.
Yeah, and guess what? It is $1,400 to get a piece of shit, no kitchen apartment in North York, which is outside of Toronto. So imagine the prices of places inside of Toronto.
Exactly. Like, and so it's like, okay, so you can't really afford to live on minimum wage if you're not doing 40 hours a week, and even still, it's kind of tough.
If I was to estimate,
so it needs to be a yearly, like.
Yeah.
Like if you're saying like minimum wage has to be every person in Canada needs to be making, if they're working, at least $20-something thousand a year.
Blake lives in a house with 5 people because they can't afford to live by themselves.
Yeah.
His house does support 5 people. In fact, there's a guest room there, so they could have had more. But the basement apartment is like $1,200, which my sister pays $1,000 for the one in our house.
Yeah.
But obviously it's a family discount, pretty much.
Family discount.
But like if she moves out and I don't move down there because I don't want to pay that much, we'll fucking probably charge like $1,500 for it.
Jesus. Yeah, it's really expensive.
Because it's a full kitchen and like a big area. It's a much bigger area. Does it have a separate
exit and entrance?
No.
Because then you might not be able to legally do that.
Yeah, but then if you lie. That's the thing. My brother lived in like basement apartments for like 10 years. Like all around our town.
Yeah.
They have always not been up to code.
Oh.
But it's like they're usually like, he was spending like $1,500 to live there because if it was separate entrance, the price goes up more.
Yeah, but I mean, that's,
also you could easily fucking make that shit. And in my house, I could do it. Like with a fucking pieces of drywall. It would look like shit, but guess what? I could still do it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to worry about being up to code because there are a lot of rent controls here that, like, if they did take you to
there's not enough rent control here.
Not enough for the price, but there's a lot still.
I think there's a maximum, but like...
Yeah, like there are
the maximum's too high.
You can't raise it when someone's living there.
Goddamn high.
You can't raise it when someone's living there.
Yeah. You can raise the fucking utility fees if it's an apartment.
Yeah, but you can't. There's like a limit for how much you can do it.
Probably a yearly limit.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister's friend lives in downtown, and there's 3 people in like a 2-bedroom. They rent out their den for $900 a month.
Jeez.
So they don't even have like a living room.
That sucks, man. It's a rough situation here for sure.
Well, it's not, but there's other places that is just as bad. Like New York sucks.
New York sucks, but that's because of so many people are subletting.
Sucks. Yeah, it's landlords need to die.
Yeah.
Unless they're Hannibal Buress.
No.
Did you ever see Hannibal like
my
go
God, he's
off
an idiot. Yeah.
about landlords? Like
no, landlording sucks.
he wasn't really a landlord. He was an Airbnb host. Or is.
I don't know about that, but
I read his whole thing and I watched him talk about it and I was like, that makes sense.
In the Communist Manifesto, they say landlords are the first to go because they don't do
they don't do shit.
They don't do labor.
Yeah.
It's a job that doesn't contribute to labor, so it's like it's a worthless job in a society that's not ruled by capital.
What if you were like a handyman and you
That's
also
a useful job.
Yeah, but like you were a landlord but you're also a handyman.
I don't know. I think the idea was like landlording. The idea is that you are making money because you own land. It's basically you are making money for having money.
But then what if like there's a problem, like what if you owned a bunch of properties and they were like kind of shitty, so you have to go around and fix everything there all the time? No, like they were livable. Yeah. It's just that it's like, oh, the pipe burst again, and then you go in, you fix it, at your own cost, so you save money.
I mean, that's
you're also
minimum.
Making money. But you're like providing housing to people.
But wouldn't it be better for the proletariat if instead they owned the place and then they paid to get it fixed if need be?
I don't know, maybe.
Right? Wouldn't that just be better in general?
It would cycle money through the economy more.
It would.
Instead of just being hoarding.
But also, it's just like owning the property is good. It means you have money. Right? It's like it's saying like no, it needs to be, if wealth needs to be spread towards everybody, then so does property, because property is wealth. But anyway, that's a topic for another time.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll slip into it in a different episode. That was like 20 minutes of why communism is cool sometimes.
It is sometimes, certainly.
It's cool. It's cool when there
are more checks and balances.
Yeah, when there is not insanely powerful men staying in power because they are insanely powerful, and then hey, my name's Vladimir Putin. Time to go murder my opposition.
That's not communism anymore. You're thinking of the Soviet Union. Russia is technically a democracy. They voted for him.
I've been lied to for a long time.
No, like he is definitely a dictator, but they technically voted for him. Mm-hmm. Like it became a democratic from being this sort of dictatorial communism. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to the Media Hole podcast, you guys. We had a great time.
Yeah,
real
cancel
fun.
Nathan on Twitter.
Fuck you.
He gave a woman herpes, and
I
he
did
knew
not.
about it. And his real name is actually Hobo Johnson. I forgot to talk about that.
Oh, really? What? I didn't hear about this.
Some lady tried to fake cancel, like lied to her friend and told her what to post on Twitter, and then when it blew up to Hobo Johnson, because she said she fucked Hobo Johnson, and he took the condom off while they were fucking, and it gave her genital herpes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. She blames that she did get herpes, not from Hobo Johnson, and also you can still get herpes even if you use a condom.
Yes.
Because herpes is not necessarily on the shaft.
It's not. It can be on the base.
The pubes.
The pubal region.
So it's just she got outed as being this lying bitch, and then everyone was like, her friend who first said it, she thought she was just telling everyone that Hobo Johnson is a piece of shit because he did something awful to her friend.
Yeah.
And then she started getting attacked and like bullied online. It was like, I'm sorry,
Sucks.
And then she posted the text messages she got from the accuser, saying like, here, she even told me when to post it on Twitter. Like, I don't like Hobo Johnson. I think his music sucks.
I don't know anything about this man.
He's the way he performs is he pretty much just does like slam poetry, and I just hate it. I'll show you a song before I leave. Like,
also, don't
jump.
Don't romanticize being a homeless person.
Yeah.
It's an actual sad thing that people have to deal with.
Yeah, but I don't think that's not really. It's not like he goes up on stage and he's like, "Hey, I'm a crazy man on the side of the street, and my name is Hobo Johnson because I forgot what my first name was."
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a name.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't if you want to cancel someone, do your actual research and don't just go off of one tweet you saw.
That's true.
Yeah.
Again, you do want to believe people when they come out, because they really. Like, people say, oh, they do it to earn clout. Like, you don't get a lot from coming
Yeah,
out.
like look at that woman who exposed Dan Harmon. I don't even remember her fucking name.
Megan Gantz. She worked for him.
Yeah,
and
I know.
She's still very successful.
Okay, good. But
she's a writer.
Even Dan Harmon attributed, he's like, she probably would be farther in her career if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot to gain. In fact, they probably lose more depending on the person.
You definitely lose more because you're basically opening yourself out to everybody attacking you.
Yeah.
And if the person that you're
especially
accusing
if
has
they're
more power.
stands. Like Chris Brown's fans are like,
Chris Brown's fans are all pieces of shit.
That cunt Rihanna, how dare she?
It's like,
she should have just taken the beating and been happy for his weird 9-inch dick.
Yeah. I mean,
and then
Chris Brown's a piece of shit.
Even artists are like I think Justin Bieber said he deserves what he gets because God gave him so much talent, and was like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, no, and people who work with him, like Marshmello worked with him, and
then
churches who'd worked with Marshmello
was like, well, you're not.
This is fucked. Yeah. Like we think Marshmello is he's a decent guy, but we really dislike this decision, and we are personally against it.
Yeah.
And then Chris Brown was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to send my fans to attack churches," even though that was a perfectly reasonable statement to make.
I don't know. Yeah. I had like a really weird time.
If you like churches, you're a fucking SJW cuck, and that's why I like churches.
I just had a weird like conversation. Like my buddy who like I know a bunch of like about the SJW goings on because I'm on Tumblr all the time.
Yeah,
and
also because you know me and I'm one.
No, and like he hates it. Like whenever someone gets canceled, he's like gets frustrated because he is a man who is just like, I'm going to get canceled one day. I believe it.
That's because you've done something wrong, sir.
That's what I tell him, but he's never done anything wrong. He's a perfectly sweet little boy.
Then you don't know why people get canceled.
It's because I think he's
and also nobody actually gets canceled ever. Here's the fact: nobody does. Nobody does. Oh, Louis C.K. took his dick out and jerked off in front of a bunch of women against their will. That's
I just hear
up.
about him less because personally he's out of my life.
And he's still touring to comedy clubs. He's still rich. It's not like his career is over.
Harvey Weinstein's still hanging out at other comedy clubs and getting yelled at by comedians, and then that comedian gets ousted from the New York comedy scene.
Yeah, she's actually great though.
Yeah, sure. Michelle Wolf.
Oh, I was gonna say
hardcore called out Donald Trump at the dinner, and he called her like a cunt on Twitter, and she doesn't perform in America anymore. Now she like goes to the UK all the time.
So the women who call people out are
She's
far
fucking
more likely.
Funny. She is so funny.
So the women who come out are far more likely to experience negative things than the men they call out.
Positive things.
Huh? No, the women
are far more likely to experience negative things.
Yeah, they are. When they come out and say, "Hey, this person's a piece of shit,"
and then they get their fans of that person telling them they're awful. I would call that a negative thing.
Huh? Sorry, the women who have already had the bad thing happen,
or the men.
Not a lot of men coming out with Me Too stories. Not that I'm saying people don't.
Terry Crews.
Yeah.
That guy who.
But Terry Crews and other people.
Kevin Spacey assaulted.
Yeah, like Terry Crews and other people, and a lot of women like. Oh my God, I'm not going to come up with names, but tons of people. They come out. They're far more likely to experience backlash. They're far more likely to experience career ending than the people. Things. Yeah, negative things. That's what I was saying.
You said it wrong.
No,
No, you opened with they're less likely to experience negative.
Did I say
things.
They're less likely?
Yes.
Okay, they're more likely to.
That's what I was getting at.
Shit. And then like the men they're calling out tend to have.
They have bad press for a bit.
Sure,
and
they
then
have
they
bad
kind of
press,
fuck off because they're still
away.
Billionaires.
Yeah, but they're still successful.
Kevin Spacey's the one that.
Kevin Spacey's the one that I think is the most wild because he actually has experienced the most like people won't work with him anymore.
Yeah, but then he's sitting there going like, "How dare you guys? Come on!"
He's like, "I'm gonna do this weird Frank Underwood shit every Christmas to say weird fucked up shit."
Yeah,
on video.
It's just like, personally, if someone gets canceled and you and they were someone you like, you probably shouldn't engage in their stuff anymore. Like there was a band I really liked, and then it turns out that all of their like half of their members had done awful things to women. Yeah. And I was like, no, I still have the record because it's like, what am I going to do with it?
Yeah.
I don't want to throw it out. That's bad for the environment. I'm not going to sell it to a record store because then it could go to someone else.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to burn it because it's also bad for the environment.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of stuck with it.
My situation is I still own a lot of stuff that's by Max Landis, and I still have good like feelings about those pieces. Those art pieces tend to have good messages to them, which is what's the fucked up thing. But he's a massive piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I can enjoy things by him, but I always give it the caveat of, I think this book, Superman American Alien, is a fantastic comic. However, Max Landis is a massive motherfucker. He's a piece of shit.
I still think of things like that I saw when I watched At Midnight, and I was like, yeah, that was really funny. But Chris Hardwick was the host.
A piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's an abuser, right? Like, so it's frustrating. But, like, Yeah, I guess hate the art, not the art, or hate the artist, not the art.
You can
but,
hate the
like,
one thing, but then there's still a bunch of people around that one thing.
Yeah, like not everybody who was on at midnight is a piece of shit for being on that show.
Not everyone who was on the Nerdist podcast was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Not everyone who is on. It's unfortunate.
I think some of the I don't think you're a piece of shit for going on the podcast that he does now that the thing's over.
But he also has had like guests that are like big pieces of shit.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, not every guest who goes on after
who was that
is
dude?
informed or
who was
whatever.
that guy? He just recently died. He was a Monty Python member. And he said, he was like, shut the fuck up about Black Panther and the black jacket. Like, he said some racist shit, being like, why do black kids need a superhero? Sort of
Wait,
shit.
really?
Yeah.
Terry Jones?
Yeah.
But he was so good.
It was just this one thing that was real bad, and Jonah Ray was on the panel when he said it.
Yikes.
Yeah, so he was like, that's unfortunate. He was a nice guy, but that's fucked up that he said that.
That is fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I think he's the one, if I'm correct. I love, do you know what's one thing I love about Monty Python?
What?
Every time one of the Pythons dies, they tweet out, like, X number down, X to go. Which is funny and weird. Like every time they meet up, it's like almost all of Monty Python.
Oh, he called Black Panther utter bullshit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Don't meet your heroes, I guess.
I hated Black Panther. It makes me crazy. It gives young black kids the idea that this is something to believe in. Bullshit. It's utter bullshit. I think the people who made it have never been to Africa. They went and got some stylists for some African pattern fabrics and things. But I just hated that movie partly because the media were going on about the importance of bullshit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yikes. All right. On that note.
Oh, that was Taron Gilliam.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Terry Gilliam. Okay,
Yeah.
well, not the one that's dead, but the one that's a director who's done great movies like Brazil.
Yeah.
And Time Bandits.
So, sorry, Terry Jones. Sucks that you're dead. You were old, though.
R.I.P.
Do you know fucking John Cleese voted for Brexit?
No way.
And then moved to the Bahamas like a week later.
Oh, Jesus
Like,
Christ.
what? Fuck
I liked John Cleese. I get that they're old and they're British.
Yeah.
But a lot of their stuff like seemed very rebellious and stuff.
It was. But
Yeah.
rebellion eventually grows out of its thing. Like, there's
Yeah.
people who are like, there's old dudes who were punks back in the day talking about fucking like how much fascism sucks. And then they show up and they're just like, I think you guys should be nicer to the president.
I saw a TikTok that said, that was about this girl who all the time wore a fuck Nazis pin.
Or,
Can you let me finish?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
sorry.
funny.
Yeah.
All the time wore this fuck Nazis pin, and then she started dating a guy who was kind of Nazi-ish, and she stopped wearing it. And then the girl who telling the story was like, when the pin said fuck Nazis, it didn't mean it literally.
it wasn't a direction.
Like, fuck Nazis, but don't fuck Nazis.
Yeah.
I think we should make a shirt that says fuck Nazis, but don't fuck Nazis.
Sure.
Tell me that wouldn't be good.
I think it's fine.
I'd buy it.
You should buy a lot of things.
Yeah, I would buy a lot of things.
Go make it. Put it on Teespring.
Hell yeah.
And then if people buy it, it's like, well, free money.
Hell yeah.
Sasuke doesn't say swears.
The problem would be if I wear that, my mom will be like, hey, you shouldn't wear things with F words on them.
Just heavily censor it.
No.
F asterisk
no.
asterisk K.
If you
I know what it is.
If you censor the phrase fuck Nazis, you are letting them win.
Yeah, but I don't think Teespring would print it.
I think they would.
With
I've
swears?
seen other shirts that have swears on them. I just think it's somewhat tacky sometimes. But I think that one has a good enough message to bypass the tackiness of having a shirt that says fuck on.
Other comedians here's a comedian that grew out of like, hey, whatever, all rich white people suck. Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah, Dave Chappelle, right? Like he tells all these. The
Chappelle show was nothing but like talking about like how hard it is to be black and like the shit they go through and how white people are jokes, and then now he is like a joke rich black guy. Like he still hangs out, he still does some stuff that's good, but he's still kind of hip hop-ish, but like
he's like kind of right wing now.
He's
and I don't like that.
He's a rich black dude who lives in Ohio.
Like, yeah, I think he's separate from what made his stuff really good back in the day.
Yeah, like
I don't. And this isn't me saying, oh, Dave Chappelle isn't funny anymore. He has good jokes. They're not as
he's also
good.
out of touch. Like he did in his last special. Like I saw someone trying to cancel him for this, but it's like this is so mediocre. He was punching down.
Yeah,
and he was making fun of trans people, and it's
again, trans rights. Don't make fun of trans people if you're a comedian and you're rich, dude. Like, come on. Like, fuck. Like, how hard is this to understand? But
well, even fucking George Carlin, who was like famous for like ripping on people, he said don't punch down.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Like everybody needs to know what he's saying. Like don't punch down, because comedy, in a sense, you should be making fun of power structures that shouldn't be there, or just
also, it's Dave Chappelle. I'm sure he voted Republican or Democrat. Like
he's a Kanye West type.
Yeah, like
not quite, but
dude literally had to leave his own TV show because it was driving him fucking crazy.
Yeah,
and he left and he went to Africa and just spent time there. He's
done a lot of weird shit. I think that Dave Chappelle, that era Dave Chappelle would know his shit, but I think this era Dave Chappelle sadly doesn't.
I think the old Dave Chappelle would make fun of current Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. Like it's we live in a weird place.
Yeah. Your heroes that made fun of like all the old shit grow up and they're a little more like instead of fighting back and like making fun of the people you hate. Yeah, The Simpsons, where they literally
like they were anti-establishment. They were like very much like Family Ties, and like all these dumb sitcoms are like the zombified version of American Family.
And then Lisa, a fucking character who was about fighting the establishment, she became a vegan because she didn't want, or vegetarian.
Yeah, vegetarian because she talked to Paul McCartney.
She thought it was cruel and whatever. And then they made her have a fucking speech where it's like, why even bother trying to change anything if no one's going to make any changes? We should all just live and be happy. And it's like, bitch, fuck you.
Yeah, and the Apu situation was handled poorly. Mm-hmm. Like, again, you can say, like, oh, Apu is a character that's shown good, but he's, an Indian character with this who's somewhat of a stereotype.
But, he's shown good because he has a family and he actually shows that he likes his family.
And he fucks.
And he fucks. No, he does. He fucked a lot because they were trying to have a kid, and then they all...
No, but, like, he's like, a lot of people, he, like, hooks up with a lot of girls.
No, he just has
when
his
he's
wife.
Single. No.
When he's single, yeah, he does kind of go around because he's rich.
Yeah,
he actually, even though he works a lot, he does have a lot of money.
Yeah, like again, he's portrayed as like a decent person, but on the other hand, and like on The Simpsons, he's basically the most straightforward good person on that show. Ultimately,
Flanders.
Yeah, but Flanders is a bit of a.
If Flanders wasn't a Christian, Flanders would be fucking so hard. He's ripped. He's nice. He's a good dad. But he's just so religious.
Yeah,
and he's so obsessed with his dead wife.
And he's neurotic.
Yeah, but that was a good. I liked that episode as well.
It's well done.
When it's like, oh, Flanders is like this because he was a problem child and his parents were shit.
That was good.
So he went to a mental health institution and a doctor like beat him into being a Christian.
That's some weird shit. But yeah. But again,
then they fucking kind of like made hints that they were changing his character, that he was going to be slightly less of a portrayal of like a slightly less of a joke as he used to be, and then he goes right back to being the same old Flanders.
Yeah, and then that's why the phrase Flanderized is there, because he went from being this sort of like the more dynamic character to being
he becomes like a character like
version of himself.
Homer was always rude to him.
Yeah.
But there was things that would happen that would upset him, and he would like do shit.
Yeah.
He'd be like frowning when Homer said like something exceptionally bad. But now it's just like,
he's just
fuck you, Flanders. Bag. He's like, Oakley dokley, and he leaves.
Yeah.
And he's a perfectly nice man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, things change. Maybe shows need to end when they're ready to end.
I think it's ridiculous that Brooklyn Nine-Nine is still on. I love that show, but
it almost got canceled twice, I thought.
Yeah, but so did Community. But also, Community should have ended after the first time it almost got canceled.
I don't think so. I think season 4 should have been handled better. I think season 5 is not as good, but I think it was good to have that return to form. Mm-hmm. But then 6, I mean, just so much of the cast was gone.
Yeah, but like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I get it. Like these people, it's also it's a well casted show. It's very diverse.
I've only seen season 1, and I think it's just okay.
I
don't like it as much as the other shows by the same creators.
The two white guys on the show are very effeminate and not hyper masculine. Their first boss that you're introduced to, Terry Crews, is a big black dude who is also pretty effeminate and like in touch with his feelings. And then the two women on the show are both Latino. Mm-hmm. And then there's Chelsea Peretti. I have no idea what she is.
She's Italian.
Yeah, so she's an Italian
white
lady. And Andy Samberg's also Jewish.
Chelsea Peretti is married to Jordan Peele.
Yeah, and that's why she left the show, because she got pregnant.
Oh.
Like
Wait, she's not on the show anymore?
Yeah, so the original bit was that she got pregnant. Yeah. Well, she got pregnant in real life. Mm-hmm. And then what they did was they wrote her out of the show by having her get hit by a bus. And then she recovered, because it's fucked up to kill a character on a bit.
Yeah.
Because it was like a joke that how she was like getting a text message because the one of the things is that Charles, he sends like a text like, okay, cool, haha, funny, 5, 10. He's like counting down and shit. He was an awful person to text. So they tried to let him back in the group chat. He sends a text and it's very reserved and to the point. And she turns around in the middle of the road and goes, like, she was just walking around. She's like, Charles, you did it. And then she gets hit by a bus.
Jesus.
But then it's that she comes back, she gets pregnant, she has a kid on the show, and then they just were like, and then she goes off and becomes like an Instagram influencer.
They had a...
She came back as a guest in like season 6, but then she's off.
Her brother is the owner of BuzzFeed, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
BuzzFeed's awful.
BuzzFeed's awful except for some. Yeah, this is a long podcast. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you tried to end it like 15 minutes ago.
Okay, you know what? Let's talk about BuzzFeed next week.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to this
I've never had broccoli in my life.
Thanks for listening to this extra long episode of The Media Hole. We love you out there. Follow me on Twitter at The Media Hole. Follow me on TikTok at The Media Hole, twitch.tv/The Media Hole. And Tumblr, that would be www.whenyourballs.get-stuck-to-your-leg.tumblr.com. And of course, the YouTube channel for our show, as well as my video essay type content, is youtube.com/N8S comedy. Ian is
just search Struggles V on anywhere.
Struggles V. And
I'm very I have the same name everywhere, so I'm findable. Unlike someone.
What do you mean? Mine are all the same.
What's your Tumblr, Nathan?
It's www.whenyourballs.get-stuck-to-your-leg.tumblr.com. Just like everywhere else.
Whenever I have to get like a new launcher or for like some game that has like their own separate friends list, it's like, what's your name? And I'm like, you fucking know what it is.
Yeah, man.
No.
But yeah, follow us, check us out. This podcast, if you're on YouTube, it's also on Spotify and iTunes and Google and Stitcher and iHeartRadio. You got if you're on those apps. We are on the YouTube as well, and there's more content on the YouTube. Tell me how you feel, by the way, about this new setup with a bit more of a news focus. I know it makes for maybe a longer ep, but I think it might be a bit more interesting.
It also might depend on how many
news stories we get.
Because we could have a slow news week, and then we go like, great, now we have to talk about our fucking lives and how Pokemon names are stupid.
We actually didn't talk about that.
Yeah, because I wanted to save it, but I had to get it out there before I came in.
All right, fair enough. All right, bye-bye.